So she said not she felt like you was trying to control my narrative, Allie. Oh my God. But I'm saying that I get what you're trying to say, but I'm really sick and tired of people expecting number one, let's talk about it. So we're backstage and we're gonna be focusing on a good amount of things today. So obviously we're focusing on how do I elaborate it? Euros. We're going to be talking a lot about Euros and some of the things that happen from that. Also, Simone Biles is getting dragged by MAGA and getting dragged by conservatives all over the internet. So we're going to be focusing on that as well. I'm also going to be coming out with a video to talk about it. She said there's Sunni Jordan beef. Child, I forgot to come out here and make a video about that. But both Sunni and Jordan Childs followed each other like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't think we know why. I don't think either one of them have said anything.
But that's suspicious. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that's suspicious. The truth is, I don't blame Jordan because Sunni stole her spot in the all around. Like I said, I've listened. They said Jordan stealing Sunni's place in the all around. Yeah, like I mean, Sunni, you meant to say Sunni stealing Jordan's, but I do want to say something. I'm not a delusional. Like a lot of pro blacks, I'm not gonna be delusional because I saw pro black people in my comments saying that they feel like Jordan Charles is a better gymnast than Sunni. And I don't agree with that. You know, I'm talking about like as much as I like, but let me say something. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna respond back anymore. I feel like if black people do say delusional things, I'm gonna mind my business the same way that Asian people don't respond back to Asian people who say delusional things or white people. What about the comic book fans that say delusional things? You see Russian people trying to check them or trying to make them better? No, so I'm gonna start playing the same game. But regardless, I'm not about to, I'm talking about like in terms of what
Hmm.
I'm gonna say personally, I'm a state the facts. And Suni Lee definitely had a better chance of winning a medal in the all around than Jordan Childs. I'm not denying that. But on the day of, Jordan Childs cleared her. Like there is no ifs, no ands, no buts. And it's obvious that tints were given to Suni that should not have been there. Like on almost every event, Suni Lee was overscored.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
with that, like I do think that develops some kind of animosity between the two, or clearly we don't really know what happens. And even some of my sources that I know personally, they don't even know what happened. I'm going to investigate it more. But child, yeah, that's a mess. I just wanted to do that just to draw people in. That's not gonna be mainly what we focus on. But moving on to Simone Biles situation. So
Yeah. Oh, I
Simone
have a
Biles,
theory of actually, I had a quick theory about what I thought happened with Jordan and Sudi, just
what
like with the judging, what the judges did during
what
qualification. I think because we all assumed, like we know Jordan's a better vaulter and she's better on floor. Suni is a lot stronger on bars and beam. So you thought where Suni was going to pass her was bars and beam, then Suni get up and did not do a good beam, right? And then
right.
her floor was never going to be high, but like she had a lot of mistakes on floor. So her score was like, what, a 13-1? It was something
Mm-mm.
like that. So I think like that, just like her vault score was weirdly high. It was like a 14-1-3-3.
In a
And Jordan's
14,
was
oh
only a
my God.
14. Yeah, and Jordan's was only a 14-3-3-3.
That alone.
Yeah, and then like they got up to bars. I mean, to be fair, they both scored him kind of high on
They
bars, but
were
even
high on bars. I
Steve,
do. I remember saying, okay, like didn't Jordan get like a 14-3 or something, a 14-2 on bars? I'm like, okay,
yeah,
this is a
yeah. I
good
mean,
bit.
bar scores were high. Like Jordan was also getting really good bar scores relative to what she's gotten before. But yeah, I think that there might have been I think there
So
was some bias, at least in how they did the vault scores.
and
And potentially
also,
they didn't hit her as hard on beam as they could have for her errors.
yes, Suni also got like a damn near AE on beam.
Hmm. Wait,
And
no, we
I'm
figured
sitting here.
out she did. She did on qual. Yeah, I thought she got a 6-2 in qual in QF, but I actually got a 6-0, so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to say I feel like Jordan was scored lenient on beam as well. I'm not losing on.
Hmm.
Because
Well,
you know how I
scores
am.
were
Like I'm
lenient. Yeah, scores were lenient in general on beam as well, I thought, but
Suni robbed Jordan. The robbing of Jordan was worse than the robbing of Alicia DiMatteo and all around. Like literally, you tell me I'm wrong, Ali. Like the case against Jordan was stronger. Jordan's case is way stronger than Alicia D'Amato's.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I
And
think I would agree. Okay, I see why I would agree with that. I think because we can admit Alice D'Amato did give away stuff on the floor.
right.
Whereas I feel like Jordan's, if I'm remembering, like all of Jordan's qualification routines were very clean.
I do want to say Jordan's vault wasn't her best. It was uncontrolled. So I kind of feel like that
Which,
14-3.
yeah,
I kind of feel like that 14-3 was a justified vault
I
score.
agree with that. Yeah,
But
the problem wasn't.
the 14
Yeah,
one,
that was a
yeah.
little crazy, especially like what they were giving. I do think the vault judging changed from round to round of competition, so I don't really want to compare, but damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I do know on the one hand, Suni's vault, her errors aren't as obvious from the judging angle in real time,
Hmm.
but there still are form errors.
Right.
Right.
But with the trans issue, like, child, like, this is how I feel. And listen, I know some of y'all are gonna disagree with me, and I might even lose some subscribers because I know there's a lot of LGBT, there's a lot of rainbow warriors and stuff. Maybe some even support me, but this is how I feel. So number one, you know how I am. I'm under the impression of most Black people, in particular Black women. Black women should not be helping any other groups that are not Black women. Do not get involved and help anybody, rather they're LGBT, whether they're trans people, even other Black men. Like, I don't even want to see Black women caping for Black men on the internet. Okay, like, I don't think Black women should be helping anybody who is not a Black woman themselves. That's how I feel personally. Okay.
Mhm.
So for Simone Biles to bring her ass on the internet and turn up like this over a white trans woman. And I'm like, when Jordan Childs was getting dragged by the Romanians and by racist people, which was worse than this, honestly, Ali. You telling me I'm more like, it was bad. It was real, real
Oh yeah,
fucking
no, I
bad.
think that was no. I think the stuff Jordan has dealt with got worse because they were like literally drawing racist cartoons and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't remember Simone Biles making no public announcements and going back and forth with the people making that kind of. I don't remember that personally. I don't. And she didn't
Mhm.
do that. She also did not turn up to defend Gabby Douglas when Gabby Douglas got bullied by some of her own friends. She didn't turn. She didn't even address Maggie Nichols. She actually took the side of Maggie Nichols against Gabby Douglas. So again, this is someone who has defended Skinner. You know, I'm talking about in the past. I know that
Mhm.
she's turned on Skinner now, but she's never addressed any of these people. Also, a week or two ago, Meg Thee Stallion and Halle Bailey were talking vividly about what was happening with Black women, right? Like, and you know, the issues of Black women. And you know, they gained a lot of traction. I was very happy to see that. Like, this is one of the first times I've really ever seen Black women come together to defend other Black women. I know Meg Thee Stallion always had that, but there was always a lot of pick me Black women who were defending Tory Lanez and stuff like that too. And I mean, they still are out there, but in terms of a collective unification, they stood on business, and it was very effective with controlling the narrative a couple weeks ago. And as you see Simone Biles take the side of Meg Thee Stallion or post anything defending Meg Thee Stallion or defending Halle Bailey, no, she didn't get involved. But all of a sudden, a white trans woman gets attacked by MAGA, and that's what you choose to put on the cape for. Like, that is very telling to me. I'm sorry. And again, I want people to pay attention. What I want Black women to take away from this is not necessarily the racist attacks on Simone Biles. Is look who's showing up to defend Simone Biles. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Like, as a
Mhm.
collective, Simone Biles is on her own. Like, this is what Black women need to realize is, like, when they decide to help other groups of people, no one is going to help them. No one is going to put on a cape to save you. You are on your own. And you saw this in gymnastics, like with Jordan Childs, ain't nobody help her. And you know what what I will never forget is when Jordan Childs got attacked, most Hispanic people, most Asian people, most Brazilians, right? Like, most people I saw on the internet sided with the Romanians against Jordan Childs. That's what I saw
Mhm.
personally. Ain't nobody stand with her as a collective. She was on her own. So when Black women choose to get out here and choose to take bullets and take hits for other groups of people, that is never going to be reciprocated. There is no what how do you say it? Recipro-
Reciprocity, I think.
reciprocity. Yes, there
Reciprocity.
is
Yeah, I
no
think it's what you want.
reciprocity. So it sounds good on the surface, right? it sounds good on the surface to have empathy and to, care about other groups of people. Like that's what the world should be, but that's not human nature. Michael Jackson said it like, why do you do me that way? He literally said this a long time ago. So the mentality that the collective of Black women have is not human nature. Most groups of people are for themselves. We live in a tribal world. So that's never going to change. Like, I mean, I think that some groups of people can be influenced to have empathy, but it hasn't happened yet. It's not going to happen now. I'm sorry. And if them exopos ain't tell you nothing, you are on your own. You don't have no allies. And I think that until November, I think that November was the first time that I think a critical mass of Black women really realized that they're on their own. Like no other group of people is going to
Mm-hmm.
stand with them. No other group is going to help them. At least as a collective, they're on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So you only have so much energy and power that you have, and the power that Black women have is remarkable. Like black girl magic is real, not in terms of just talent or in terms of how good Simone Biles is or how good Serena Williams is or Sha'Carri Richardson, etc., but in terms of what they can do, in terms of the amount of activism, in terms of the amount of organization that they can do. It is something that no other group of people on this planet is even close to being able to replicate. And the amount of mobilization that Black women are capable of, like, I don't think people understand. Like, we talk about the fact that 92%, um, 92% of Black women voted for Kamala. Nowhere in human history, really, I don't think has 92% of any demographic ever stood together. Like that's never happened before, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
You're a student of history.
Yeah, no,
Like,
they never. I don't think. Yeah, that's just it's super super rare to see anybody unite behind any demographic unite behind a person like that, especially such a big one.
and do that consistently at that. Like that's something that's never gonna happen with another group. And what
Mm-hmm.
I want people to realize is you have a lot of these trans women and in particular Asian and Latina women um who will attach themselves onto Black women. Like there's a lot of people who attach themselves to Black women to get the benefits of Black women activism. And in particular, I'm not saying that Cassie did this in particular, but Cassie, what happened to Cassie, she got the benefits of what Meg Thee Stallion and Halle were doing. You telling me I'm wrong, Halle? Because all three of them are
Yeah.
coming together. But Cassie isn't a Black woman. Like she doesn't deal with the kinds of things. I think that she did deal with a lot of abuse. I'm never going to deny that. And
Mm-hmm.
R. Kelly, 100%. I mean, not R. Kelly. Diddy deserves
Diddy.
to go
Yeah.
down. Okay,
Oh
ain't
yeah.
nobody defending Diddy over here. But again, she latched herself onto who, and she gained traction from who. She's not only, I think she's mainly Asian, and I think she's also part Hispanic. But those women were
Mm-hmm.
not turning up on the internet to defend her, or creating movements of people to stand by her. That just was not happening. And that's actually what I want to think about is, and I had one of my friends say this, like, because when Meg and Hallie and stuff were going through what they were going through, I ain't see none of the blue hair Beckys or none of the radical feminists and stuff like that. Where were they at? I didn't see them personally. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very telling to me. It's like almost every time Black women find themselves in trouble, ain't nobody there to stand by them. They're always alone. As a collective, they always are. And the crazy thing is the fact that they can even do as much as they can do by themselves is fucking amazing to me. Because
Right.
ain't nobody helped them with Meg and Hallie, and they still got it done. So
Mm-hmm.
people always say, "Oh, if you don't stand up for trans people, if you don't stand up for immigrants, no one's you're not gonna have allies. You can't lose allies you never had." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's another thing is I'm tired of them playing that card like, oh well, if you don't stand up for this group, you're gonna lose your allies. We never had allies. Like Black people and Black
Mm-hmm.
women specifically have never had collective allies before. So you can't lose anyone you don't have. And if these so-called Hispanic and Asians or white feminists or et cetera can't understand why Black women aren't going to get involved and help other groups of people, that sounds like a them problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very logical as to why the collective of Black women are done and why the collective of Black women won't even defend fucking Simone Biles. Especially considering that Simone Biles has called Black women jealous. She has called Black women accuse Black women of being jealous of her relationship. Like, why the fuck would women be jealous of a motherfucker whose husband embarrassed her on a motherfucking podcast? But these are words that specifically came from her mouth. And now here she is getting dragged on the motherfucking internet and people looking crazy because Black women ain't saying shit about it. I'm talking about, like, the answer
Mm-hmm.
seems like I said, the writing is on the motherfucking wall. If you choose to not read it, that sounds like a you motherfucking problem. And that's for the ones in the back. So, like I said, there's gonna be bitches who don't agree with me, but take it or leave it, okay? And I do want to say that whatever her name is, Riley, whatever, Riley Gaines, isn't that her name,
Yeah, Riley
Riley?
Gaines. Yeah.
Mama came in fifth place. So I do understand the whole frustration with trans women in women's sports. I don't think trans women should be in women's sports personally, in terms of my personal beliefs. But again, you came in fifth place and you didn't even beat the trans women, even beat you. Didn't they tie Allie, I think?
Yeah, they tied. Yeah, apparently they tied for fifth. So
So
she didn't even lose anything.
even if the trans woman wasn't in the race, she wouldn't even been fourth. So it's like, you over here doing all this because you want to bitches want to be Vlada Arazova so bad. Like, go tell me, you would have still not have got a medal. Like, I could
Yeah,
almost understand if you were in fourth place and the trans girl
right,
stopped you from getting a bronze, right? I could almost understand that. But you not even won a motherfucking medal.
right.
But
So it's like,
on the flip side, that trans athlete was not even competitive when he was in male sports, I don't believe. And all of a sudden he transitions to women's sports and he is close to the podium. That is something to realistically talk about. I'm not denying that. But again, that's not what she's focused on. And also, no Black woman would ever be allowed to be fifth place crying and stuff like this on the motherfucking internet. I'm sorry. Black women
right.
would
And
never
that's
be
why, like,
awarded
yeah,
for their
yeah, that's
mediocrity
like,
like that.
oh, sorry. Yeah, that's why I said I didn't have any patience. One of the reasons I didn't have any patience for someone like Riley. But the bigger reason, like I said, is I feel like it's because a lot of people who like, a lot of women who like pick like this as their feminist cause. I've noticed they tend to run to very right wing people for help, and they
Right.
kind of ignore all the other problems with the right wing, including the way they
Exactly.
treat women. Like before this blew up with Simone, we were talking about that case in Georgia the other, because Georgia has passed an extremely restrictive abortion law where you can't have an abortion after 6 weeks. And the way the law is written, at least some hospitals believe that it's saying you have to, if a woman goes into like a coma, becomes brain dead while she's pregnant, you have to keep her on life support until she miscarries or gives birth. And there's a Black woman right now who is 8 weeks pregnant, went into a coma after the doctors potentially ignored her some concerning symptoms she had. Like, she went to the ER with a really intense headache. They gave her some medicine and sent her home. And the next day, she incurred really severe brain damage due to blood clots.
So I didn't read the full story, but
Hmm.
I'm tracking the fact that basically a Black woman was, she went brain dead and she's only, I think that she's
Only
really only
eight
like
weeks
maybe
pregnant.
she's barely
Yeah,
even a couple weeks, she's barely even 2 or 3 months pregnant. And
right.
basically they gonna keep her alive on life support until she literally passes the baby. Like,
Yeah.
that is insane work to me.
Hmm.
And as a collective, it didn't really get any. I do want to say there were people outraged. I did see that. Most people I saw
Hmm.
outraged were other Black women. I didn't see any of the blue haired white feminists. I didn't see any of the trans women. I didn't see any of these people come to that lady's defense. And that is really
Hmm.
insane work to me, because I mean, I do see that most of these abortion bans in red states are disproportionately impacting Black women, obviously, because Black women are already mistreated by the hospitals. Black
Hmm.
women are three, four
Exactly.
times likely to die in childbirth than white women anyway.
Yeah.
But you just don't see it, galvanizing the same amount of steam. And I don't know why these white women and these other groups of women acting like that can't be them. You might be a less
Right.
likely chance, but it
Yeah,
could still
because
be you.
because
And
wait,
like, I remember those exit polls, Allie, but in Georgia specifically, only 31% of white women voted for Kamala in Georgia.
exactly. I
31,
was just gonna say that.
31%, 31% out of 100. So that means like literally almost 70% of them voted against Kamala Harris in Georgia. And
Mhm.
Kamala lost Georgia by barely 2%. So again,
Right.
you think about that on a surface level and you
Like even
see why
32% of white women could have maybe pushed her over the edge to victory in Georgia, right?
exactly.
Just,
Like
just
how
because they make up a bigger percentage of the voting population.
they're the largest voting bloc in Georgia.
Right.
So with that, like you're right, maybe probably 32% could have
I mean,
reached the
even if it
margin.
needs to be third, yeah, I'm not good at doing this math in my head. So even if it's 33%, that's still only 1/3.
Exactly.
Like they didn't even need, like they only needed 1/3.
And the point is that wasn't even like that didn't even happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with that, like I think that that is what people need to realize. And it's unfortunate, but this is the circumstances of the world and shit ain't about to change, bitch. Like, I mean, this is what things have always been. And I think that now that you've seen where people are saying, hell no, bitch, I'm not getting involved. Like, hell no, I'm not about to fight. And I saw a black woman say this the other day where she feels like a lot of people voted for Trump because they thought black women would be out here to protect them from the worst parts
Hmm.
of the Trump administration. I'm talking about like they wanted the
Like what
economic
happened in 2017.
like basically, well, I want Donald Trump to be in control of the economy, but when he starts, doing all this stuff I don't agree with, they're gonna be out there protesting, they're
Hmm.
gonna be out there advocating to prevent that, right?
Hmm.
And now that they're not doing that,
Yeah.
they're having a meltdown, but it's like, baby, what did you expect? Yeah, I'm talking about like, and like my
Hmm.
mom said before we got on here, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity.
Hmm.
It is. Like same thing with a man. Like if a man keep cheating on you, he keep bringing you home STDs. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
he keep putting his hands on you. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
he's
I
been
do
broke.
think,
He don't keep a
yeah, I do
job. I'm
think,
talking about
yeah, I do think in that case, I don't think that's just insanity at that point. I think it's because you've been emotionally and psychologically abused so long
that
that your
too. But
self-esteem is broken down. So like I agree, like you should, we're looking at it from the outside,
did
you
you
should
see?
definitely
Did
get
you see
out of
Bad
it.
Baby? Did you see Bad Baby's video when they was like just because he beat on me and he just because he beat on me and he cheated on me I gotta leave. Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
that video,
like yeah,
Allie?
that's why people do want you to leave. They're telling you that for a
Allie, like, did
reason.
you see that video? Like,
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know.
oh my God, I gotta see that video. And it's like, that's exactly
No.
what it means, love. Like, I know a lot of y'all probably seen the video who's watching this right now.
Yeah.
But that was very insane work to me. Like, there's no
Hmm.
way that you don't connect the dots. You know what I'm talking about? And
Hmm.
similar thing with Simone. And I'm not listening. I do want to say that we really don't know Jonathan as well as she might. But from what we see on the surface level, it is a very justified reaction to do that. And
Hmm.
I even saw Black women bring it up that the saddest thing is almost every Black woman who they were talking about in that era, they were talking about because like other people alley is they were talking about a whole bunch of group of Black women in mass during the Simone Biles situation. Like, yes, Simone
Hmm.
Biles was one of them, but they were talking about Kiki Palmer, they were talking about Halle Bailey, they were talking about Sky Jackson. And listen, Simone Biles is the
Right.
last one
Yeah.
left standing, bitch.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's what I think she maybe needed to realize. Like, I get she knows him better than any of us do. She knows what
Yeah.
goes on behind the scenes. I do feel bad for her in a sense if she is going through something like what those women were going through, because like I guess looking at more on like a personal level, like, oh, if she really is like if he's really playing her stuff from who is it, Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels,
Yeah.
and he's
Man.
pushing those ideas on her. I know she's a grown woman who can make her own choices, but if that is what's happening behind the scenes, then I'm not surprised she reacted the way she did.
Hmm.
But I also don't think that like outsiders need to stay and take that.
I agree. And
Yeah, like
um,
so I feel bad if that is what's going on. I feel bad for her, and I hope I guess it's not my choice to what
yeah, but what's
people want
crazy
to
to
do.
me, Allie, is almost every time black women say something, they seem to be right. Like they said what
Mm-hmm.
DDG. I did.
Mm-hmm.
They said what they said about DDG. They said what they said about Kiki Palmer, man. They said what they said about what's his name? Not DDG, but they said what they said about
Who is he
Sky
dating?
Jackson. Yeah, and
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
but in particular DDG, I remember they warned Halle Bailey like about DDG. My mom was so outraged about that
Mm.
because DDG was trying to sabotage Haley's career.
Ooh.
And yeah, because like I remember when she came out with Little Mermaid and DDG was talking about basically the kinds of like explicit types of sex and stuff they do during when the
What?
Little Mermaid is coming. I'm dead fucking
Oh.
serious. And how would that look like? This is someone trying to present a kid's movie that's already getting drugged by racists, right? On the
Right.
internet. And this is what you're choosing to do.
Yeah.
And my mom, black women had been warning her about it. The whole time they was right. You have people that was
Mm-hmm.
gaslighting them saying, oh well, they're just young black love, blah 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 blah. And the whole time exactly what they were saying turned out to be true.
Right. Right. And
Same
I do
thing
want to
with these
say,
immigrants and all these
mm-hmm.
other groups. A black woman told them what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
They told them that. They told these like what would happen with these abortion laws. They told them what would happen, and they still chose to do it anyway. And now that
Mm-hmm.
it's happening, they want someone to come save them. Bitch, get the fuck
Right.
out of here. And I say, bitch,
Right.
you better be a lot these Hispanics, these Asians. You better be at that motherfucking boarding gate, bitch, ready to board that motherfucking flight out of here. Okay, because baby, ain't nobody gonna help your ass. And I saw recently in your city, alley in LA, they surrounded the ICE facility. I saw that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near the ice facility, but I was just following that on the news and stuff.
LA County swung 11 points to Trump in 2024 and 6 points to him in 2020. And there was also
Yeah.
800,000 people who voted for voted for Biden in 2020, who did not vote for
Mm-hmm.
Kamala in LA County either, because it was a significant turnout drop.
Mm-hmm.
So where was that energy then?
Right. Well, I think, like we've said, the problem is there are a ton of people who are now facing the consequences of their vote or their choice not to vote, and now they're regretting it. And that's where I hear what you're saying, what you're saying, what your mom was saying before, that,
Yeah.
like, to an extent, you've got to have people face the consequences of their vote.
Talking about what it's gonna say. Because if you cry, you can get a score change. Not only that, if you can cry, you can have people have empathy for you getting fifth place.
Right. Or fourth place or whatever.
Like a white woman's, I said a white woman's tears is as powerful as a nuclear weapon on this channel, and some of y'all ain't want to hear
Mm-hmm.
me. And I had a lot of people who reached out to me after what happened to Jordan Childs and said, you know what, Gymalndia, you're right. I didn't understand you. I didn't respect you because a lot of people, and that's why I was very happy about, not, I take that back. I was
Yeah.
not happy with what happened to Jordan Childs, but I was happy to how racists exposed themselves. You know what I'm talking about? Because they
Mm-hmm.
had been coming on the gym internet saying, oh, I don't like gymnastics because, I don't like black gymnasts because they're not feminine, because they're not
Mm-hmm.
artistic, but they turned up defending Sabrina Bonilla who
Right. Who
who
is
who
not
don't even
artistic.
who don't even have half the artistry of even Jordan Childs or Simone.
Right. I mean, Jordan
But
actually, I think,
somehow
does
they
have good
artistry
artistry.
police. Baby,
Yeah,
it was never about the
exactly.
artistry. It was about the skin, bitch. And
Right.
um
Also, sorry,
everything
can I
else is just
just
an
say this?
excuse.
Yeah, I just think it's important to emphasize, like, Jordan does have good
Allie, I
artistry.
can't
Jordan
hear
has.
you.
Oh shit. Oh God.
Allie, can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can y'all still hear me? That's the real question. Like, if you can hear me, so you can hear me. Allie, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
My internet cut out. I had to switch it over. That's what happened.
Okay, so I saw your thing was on green, and like I saw
Yeah,
your vocal cords moving, but
sorry.
I didn't hear what you were saying. Oh, okay. So they said
Yeah.
they could hear Allie, they couldn't hear me. Baby. We can hear both of you. Yeah, I know y'all can hear both of us now. Like,
Oh
what were you saying?
my God. Ah,
You
well,
said, "Did
listen.
you get this?" What did you mean
Oh,
by
oh,
that?
I was just saying that no, I want to say Jordan actually does have good artistry. I think her last year's choreography didn't do as good a job at meeting the checklist as her 2022 choreography did. But I would
Yeah,
say like holistically, like her routine makes sense with her music. She's a good dancer, she has good rhythm. Her routine makes sense with her music and it shows her personality.
right.
And I don't think Sabrina's does any of that.
But it don't matter because it's in the skin. And I'm talking about like it was never about
Right.
that.
Hmm.
So again, it's just
Hmm.
childlike. And I'm really glad now because I don't see the media articles change. At first, what they always do is they always love to show a black woman at their worst and try to compare it to a non-black woman at their best. They do that shit all the time, bitch. And
Hmm.
I even sent this in a group chat because at first it was trying to show the most beautiful pictures of
Of
Riley and trying to
Riley and
find the
James.
ugliest pictures of Simone Biles and putting them side by side to try to create a narrative. And now,
Right,
no, they
right.
put in a picture of them at their best, and Simone Biles looks
Which is
better
what
than
they should
Mama's at
do.
her best. And
Hmm.
literally, she has a similar body to Simone Biles without the curves. But over
Right.
here
And
talking about
also,
Simone Biles has a masculine body. Child, please. Like, just, but I'm saying, like, this is the consistent things that they do every motherfucking time. They do this all the time. Like, this, like I said, like, literally in circles.
right,
And,
because what they did
they try to
was,
reinvent their tactics. And when they get clocked, they try to act like you playing a victim because you're bringing it up.
hmm, yeah,
Ridiculous.
and I remember, like that last night too, as soon as they shared that picture, like a picture of Simone in one of her leotards. And then I looked up a picture and found a picture. I looked up Riley Gaines swimming or whatever, and I found a picture of her in her unitard or whatever it is,
Hmm.
the bodysuit they wear when they're swimming. And I'm like, yeah, it's like you can tell they have the same body type. The only difference is Riley is taller. Like you said, like she doesn't have the same figure Simone has.
No.
Yeah.
Child, ridiculous. But it's just like I
Yeah.
want what I don't see people taking away. And I really watch the channel Chrissy. And I listen, there are certain things that Chrissy says I don't agree with. There's a lot of people in BWE or Black woman empowerment I don't agree with. Some certain specific platforms. Like something that I saw Chrissy say is she feels like the black woman who voted for Trump or the black woman who um uh have more protection from their men and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I feel like the black women who voted for Trump are the brokest of the bitches who are
Oh, is it because of that thing we've talked about where some people vote
yeah.
for Trump? Like people, like why do people who are really poor, people who don't
Yeah.
have a lot, why did they vote for Trump? And it's because like they think they can live. I don't think that's what's going on in this case, but like they either think they can live vicariously through him, or they think he's going to be their protector.
Right.
But yeah, I wanted to say with Simone, the one thing I wanted to talk about, which I think we're hitting on anyway, is I think you all are absolutely right. She should not have said anything about this. Like at this rate, because she's going to get far more harm. People are going to be far more vicious to her than they would have been to anybody else,
Right.
which we're seeing, and she's not going to get a lot of defense.
And the thing that I'm wondering is where the fuck is Sunni? Like,
Hmm.
where is Sunni Lee? Where is Jade Carey at? Obviously, listen, if I was Jordan Charles, I wouldn't say a damn thing either because you ain't turn up for me like when I was getting drunk.
Well, yeah, I understand Jordan staying silent. Yeah. Like I
but
said,
I'm
I'm not, yeah, I'm
Where's
not,
Hesley Rivera, bitch? Like I'm talking about, like, where is same thing with Maggie Nichols? Where the fuck is
mhm,
Maggie Nichols at?
right.
You
I
literally
was like,
defended Maggie Nichols against Gabby, and she's still not there for you when you need her. Like
mhm,
I'm talking about, where are all these gymnasts at? Where's Sean
mhm,
Johnson? You think Sean Johnson and Nasty don't see that she being dragged right now by MAGA? But it's not their problem.
right.
They're not going to get involved because it doesn't affect them.
Right. Yeah.
So again, like that is what some black women and black people just do not understand. And I'm really sick and tired of the lies and the gaslighting. Like, because I don't see child. I had a Hispanic Asian person tell me, I know you saw my shit the other day, try to say that
Hmm.
Elon rigged the results to blame Hispanics for what happened. But even in 2020 and 2022, when Democrats won, Hispanic and Asian still shifted to the right,
Right. So, and like you said too, we also saw that shift in blue states.
where Republicans don't even have any power.
Yeah, like I see, like I said, we've talked this. I see when people think Elon are just suspicious of Elon in the election because of the things he and Trump have said.
Right.
But I don't think at the like, but I don't think it was rigged to make it look like.
Make it look
Sorry, I
like
lost
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think like this is like a conspiracy theory to make like certain demographics look like they've shifted way farther to the right than they have.
exactly.
Because,
Like
like you said, it's a continuing trend, and we saw it even in blue. We saw it worse in blue states, actually,
it
right?
was way worse in blue states than it was in swing states or competitive states. It don't make any sense to me.
Hmm.
Cause
Well, so yeah, that's not
you gonna focus on the states you can win, bitch. Despite how
right.
much better Trump did in California than previously, he still lost by a lot. So
Right.
again, like I said, I'm talking about, like, you're gonna focus on the place you can win.
Hmm.
And she didn't even get blown out in those states, but she lost the popular vote because she did so poorly in blue states. So
Hmm.
again, like, you can't, child, like, it's just, I'm so sick of the lying and the gaslighting. I'm talking about, and acting like black people can't do research and understand data. And something else I'm tired of is, child, like, these Palestinians and these other groups keep talking about the CIA, the CIA, the CIA. Baby, the CIA only has so much power. Maybe y'all are just anti-black. Maybe y'all just don't like us. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I'm trying
Hmm.
to say? Like, it's not always an ulterior motive, bitch. Maybe y'all just don't
Yeah.
like us. Like, I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and
Hmm.
the history proves why that's a realization. And I'm just
Right.
so over it because they ought to be like, oh, well, they weren't always like this. The model minority, white people, they make Hispanic, and they turn them against each other. Oh no, maybe they just don't like us. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
because they've been here for 60 years. You think the racist white people haven't tried to turn black people against them? Didn't Trump get on didn't Trump get on the debate stage and say they were taking black people's jobs?
Yeah, it did.
But did black people vote to get, when did black people ever try to get them kicked out the country as a collective? They've yet to do it.
Hmm.
So if someone chooses to internalize someone else's tactics, maybe that reflects on themselves, because you can only pull on something that someone doesn't believe anyway.
Right.
Like, for example, say, oh, Trump, he brings out this in people, but they already had it.
Hmm.
So it's so fucking frustrating, especially when you look at the history. And the history says that more slaves went to Latin America than the US.
Hmm.
And how are they treating them descendants in those countries? That's the real
No.
motherfucking question. How
Hmm.
do Asian people treat they darker skinned Asian people? How the fuck do they treat the black people who live here, bitch? They don't treat me good over here. just to put it blunt, right?
Hmm.
The Arab slave trade existed longer than the European slave trade. It did it. I'm not gonna say it had the same impact, obviously, on the black community. I'm not that
Hmm.
delusional, because I know a lot of white supremacists love to use that. Yeah, I'm talking about to invalidate.
Right. But it's just to excuse themselves, not because they care about the issue.
Exactly. But the point is,
Yeah.
it still happened. They don't sound like an ally to me. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
So some of y'all don't understand what allyship is. And it's almost always transactional. Princess Linus, let me tell you something. Are you really big on black women or on BWE spaces? Because I be seeing you under, like, Chrissy comments and stuff like that, or under like other, BWE platforms. And I'm like, is this the same Princess Linus, or is this a common YouTube name? But if it
No, I
is
think it's the
you,
same person. Yeah.
if
Oh,
it
oh, I
is you,
don't know.
if it has your, because that's the same profile picture. I'm like, baby, we got like almost the same algorithm. But I'm gonna say that yeah, like I'm really so sick of it, bitch. Like, and I'm sorry, but if Black women had all the allies that they had, you know, I'm talking about, you would see it. Even still, like, I
Right.
think 75 million people voted for Kamala. If that
Yeah.
many millions of people were protecting Black women, we would see that. I'm sorry, we would.
Right. Right.
Because I don't be seeing no millions of people in the comments. Let me say something, Allie. I know you don't have a Twitter, you don't even have a TikTok. So there are people who
No.
really do. There are people who really do care about Black women who just don't have social media or just aren't really there to see the shit.
Right. So
But
are you
there's
saying
a
I should get a Twitter?
no, I'm not saying that because I don't want anyone
Okay.
to subject. No one should subject themselves.
Okay. Yeah, because the reason I didn't do it partly was just because I knew it would make me crazy, and
Yeah. Ooh.
I would probably hurt myself more than I would help anybody.
Only thing good about Twitter is you get to go under enemy territory. Like
True. Yeah.
sometimes I know this is hard. I know some of y'all don't do this, but some of y'all go, I'll go on white supremacists and anti-black Asian
Hmm.
platforms. Like sometimes I just go underneath their stuff and just read because I think that
Yeah.
Black people, we're not invested in other groups of people's communities. And I think that we really shouldn't be like that, but we
Hmm.
don't really know how other groups of people think. So we think, oh, we're all minorities. So, we're all going to do this, we're all going to do that. Oh, well, this person's oppressed, they're going to help me. You don't really know how they feel about you. And unless the only way you know about is by going into their spaces.
Hmm.
So sometimes I go in there and, Ali knows I'll screenshot, I'll send it to the group chat. And I want to say a couple months ago, there were white supremacists who were having a meltdown on Twitter because they were mad because Black people weren't protesting and advocating the way they expected because they really expected for Black people to be out there protesting, against Donald Trump's every
Hmm.
move. And it's like, now that that's not happened, they're mad
Yeah.
because they want to demonize us. They want to use they want to use us as a justification for why they're doing what they're doing. It's very difficult to do something without it. I really wish Black women would get on code. Childish gender discourse. Did we forget? Why did it take an Asian woman to tell Black people to stand up? I did see that.
Hmm.
And that Asian lady stood on business. And I recently saw that same Black woman tried to say that Filipinos were Black. What? I'm like, this is the same country where you have old white men who go to this country and literally like these people line themselves up to get with them. And don't no country got bleaching creams and stuff like that the same way Philippines have. You trying to include them into Black people's spaces? Girl, get the fuck
Hmm.
out of here. You better ask Black people from. I'm telling you, if you ask Black people who grew up in places that have a lot of Hispanics or Asians, like California and stuff, they would really tell you how these other groups of people feel about baby. They do not like us. They don't. And
Hmm.
I just don't. I'm talking about like I don't understand why some of them don't understand that. Like I saw
Yeah.
yesterday they was come under my platform talking about, well, Trump can start deporting Black people too. He can start kicking. Be fucking for real, bitch. Like what? Like I'm saying, why lie? I'm talking about. Like you can try to create an alliance or talk about, why this should happen or etc. without fucking lying, bitch. You know damn well Black people ain't going nowhere.
Hmm.
Of everything that's happened in American history, they ain't ever pushed us out of here.
Well, yeah, for the most part, they want to keep you here. Also,
Like,
like you said, ah,
like,
mm. But yeah, with
child.
I guess back to the Simone thing, I do think other groups of people should stand up for her. Just like, even if you don't agree with like her politically, or what you don't agree with what the stance she took, which is, I think, being misrepresented. A lot of people thought she said that trans women should play in women's sports. She actually said she thought that like instead of dogpiling them, that they should like create a trans only league or something, or a trans inclusive league.
Right.
And some people are saying, and most people I don't think got that most of her enemies are choosing to misinterpret what she said. So that's one thing. But the other thing is just like, yeah, I mean, she's getting, unsurprisingly, she's getting a lot of racism from MAGA.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I feel bad for her. I do hear what you're saying. Just, hoping like from now on, like from this point out, she just chooses her causes better.
Yeah,
And that
that's what
she
my mom
also
said.
that she also sees who did stand up for her in this case. I hope
I do
that for
want to.
her,
I want to
and
say I
she
want to.
chooses to support them then, because I just say that, yeah, I just hope she chooses to support them more instead.
I would love for you to come on my platform, Princess Linus. I really love to hear some of your views on certain things. So I'm going to send a link. I do want to comment on this. They do have some Melanesians in the Philippines, but most people in the Philippines are of Polynesian descent, I
Mhm.
believe. So I know that Papua New Guinea, as well as some Indonesian islands, and obviously the Aboriginals in Australia are dark skinned or are black, but I think that most Filipinos are of Polynesian
Mhm.
ancestry or of other indigenous and other Pacific Islander indigenous and some Chinese. You know what I'm talking about? But that
Mhm.
is true. Like you don't ever see them. Like I'm telling you, if we so kumbaya, where are the black people in the telenovelas? Like post them.
Mhm.
And I find it hilarious how they push them to the front when they need black people's activism. You're talking about what if there's black Hispanics too. There's black people who live in Mexico. Okay, so put them in the media. Put
I
them
don't
in
know if
y'all
this is
shit, bitch.
related, but there was one meme I saw where it was like,
Yeah.
what Indian people actually look like. It's like obviously there's a huge diversity in skin tone and features and everything.
Yeah.
And then they said like Indian people in Bollywood, and it's only the palest Indian people. Then it's like Indian people in American movies, and it's pretty much all the darkest skinned Indian people.
The only reason why it's darker skinned Indian people in American media is because most of the Indians in American media get casted by black women. Like for
Hmm.
example, the bitch in Bridgerton got casted by Shonda Rhimes.
Hmm.
So most of the darker skinned Indians that get who get opportunities, or even Indians in general, get them from black women who give it to them. So that's an example because I know for a fact that the bitch in Bridgerton got casted by Shonda Rhimes, and also
Hmm.
Prince Naveen, who is have you ever seen the Prince and the Frog?
Yeah, yeah, Princess and the Frog. Yeah,
Do you know the Prince is Indian, right?
I did. Yeah, I do.
So again, like the most of the roles that they're getting is coming from black women, caping from them, and like I'm telling you, child, the way Indian people came for black people during the Met Gala incident, and they don't walk that back. They have flipped on that. They have changed on that. I have seen a big push by the Indian community to try to get in black people's good graces, and I am suspicious. Like I think some of it is to get black people to help them with the rise of Indian hate online. I do think some of it is genuine. I do want to say that I don't think that everyone who's kissing black people ass is trying to get black people to help them. I think some of it is genuine. I'm not going to deny
Hmm.
that. But black people need to be aware of other groups of people's interior motives. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Hmm.
there a lot of people they put their hand out because they know black people will help them because they're empathetic. They will. And if they can tie themselves to us, they can get us to empathize with them and fight for them. Because I see it all the time.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I'm really fucking sick of it.
yeah.
Got the Met Gala situation. Child, like, cause it's just like you mean to tell me that black people, and I mean I blame black people and black women for this too, because the Met Gala was created by a black person. I'm not by a black person, but this Met Gala was organized by
Hmm.
black people. So you decided to invite an Indian skin bleacher to the motherfucking Met Gala, and then acted stupid when he decided to turn on black people and start hating on black people. This person literally half of his net worth comes from selling skin bleaching creams. Why would you invite someone like that to one of your own spaces? What logic does that make? So they invited him in. As soon as he got here, bitch, I'm talking about fresh off the motherfucking plane. I'm talking about he didn't even get to the event. I'm talking about the interview of him walking into the event. His people already coming for black women. And I'm like, man, like that Met Gala incident, man, that was a motherfucking mess. What do y'all think about
Yeah.
Simone and Shakira? I love Simone's Met Gala. I thought she looked very beautiful. I didn't notice her nigga though, but I didn't notice him, but I feel like she
Wait,
looked very.
wait. Can I share a photo of it? Because there was actually somebody's. Let me show you the photo. It is a really cool outfit. Can I
She
share
looked
my screen?
beautiful.
She
Simone has a really
did.
pretty face. He didn't even care about the theme. Yes, almost all these Indians was coming to the Met Gala and they stuff. Let me. Why is it not coming up on here?
Oh, let's see. Share this tab instead.
I see it on your stuff, but I don't see it on here.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, she looked really beautiful. But yeah, there was one photo they took of her where I thought you could just kind of see him in the back, and and you could just see like his suit, which was white, so it looked like she had like a swan coming out of her back.
And I did see this too. And let me say that the Indian man who came in his traditional clothes, I feel like he had a very nice outfit. I'm never gonna sit up here and deny that. I feel like he looked great. But
Hmm.
I have yet to see black people go to an Indian wedding dressed in motherfucking Jordans and jean jackets, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Or a half shirt. I ain't ever seen it. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
here it is a black event. And you trying to bring your culture. I'm talking about like, and
Hmm.
most of them would have never even been at the Met Gala alley if black people ain't invite them. Because this is the first time an Indian man had ever even been to the Met Gala.
Hmm.
They never been invited before until a black woman was over the people who was like sending out the invitations, right? That's not
Hmm.
coincidental to me. A fucking mess. But I'm talking about the Met Gala was also where black people learn their motherfucking lesson too. That was also a very, very positive lesson for us too, because I'm sorry, but anyone don't nobody don't like us the way Indian people who do not like us. And I had to learn that as a child, bitch. They don't fuck with us. And yes, we might have similar colors, but Kendra said it best. What did he say, Allie? I know you're not a black person, but what did he say specifically? Huh?
So I know what he's like. Is they not like us? Hmm. Mm. But yeah, Princess Lioness
Okay.
made a good point too. There actually are plenty of light skinned Indians in the West, like Aishwarya Rai and Priyanka Chopra. That is a good
Also, not
point.
even Priyanka. I wouldn't even consider Priyanka is actually kind of dark. They say she it was hard for her to actually get into Bollywood because of how dark she
Hmm.
was. It reminds
Well,
me of when Beyonce included Indians in Brown Skin Girl. When Ryan Coogler included the Chinese and Native Americans in Sinners. Because you
mhm.
ain't see them include black people in Crazy Rich Asians. Very fucking one-sided. But moving on, let's move on to Europe a little bit. Like we can touch up on some of this stuff, but let's move on
Yeah, yeah. I
into
think we
Europe.
covered what we needed to, which is
Yeah.
basically our thoughts on the
I'm
situation.
gonna actually, before I leave, I want to bring up one last point about how I want you to peep with trans women and how they try to latch themselves onto black women. A lot of trans women will try to say that black women experience transphobia and stuff like that, which is not true at all. Like there are people who masculinize black women and try to compare black women to men, but they know black women are men, and that's something I was kind of happy with for the most part. Even most of the white supremacists that were coming for Simone Biles, most of them weren't trying to say she was a man. I did see some of them. Obviously, that's their go-to talking point. But for
Hmm.
the most part, they were addressing her as a woman and stuff like that. But there are a lot of people who try to say that Simone Biles or Serena Williams, Simone Biles, Serena Williams, uh, Serena Williams, Wendy Williams, I'm talking about Michelle Obama, just down the motherfucking line. They're always trying to accuse this black woman of being a man. I even saw some say Kamala was a man. Like they
Hmm.
said her real name is Kamal.
Oh, I remember. I saw that. Yeah. Or
They
like there was a
always
wrestler from the 80s who had that name or something, and they're like, oh, has to be the same person. This is the level of the discourse.
they always do that. Like I'm talking about, that's the first go to. And they know damn well Simone Biles ain't no motherfucking man. So I said people don't mistake black women for men. No, I've never seen it before. Like even the ones that they assume, like don't everyone knows Simone Biles ain't no fucking man. They're saying that to be racist to them and bully them. Like it's not the
Hmm.
same as someone who used to be a fucking man who transitioned to being a woman. Like they're totally different. And they were
Hmm.
saying this shit with Sojourner Truth. Well, she said, ain't I a woman in the 1800s? Because they just because black women are women, but people don't treat them like women. Okay, they don't
Mm.
protect them, they don't provide for them. It's a complete difference. And when you have so many trans women trying to latch themselves onto black womanhood, it's very telling to me how they're trying to say, well, black women are more masculine than white women, so that makes us women too. That's what a lot of them are saying, even if they don't mean to say that. And that is very problematic to me as fuck. And it needs to be clocked. That really needs to be fucking clocked. And that is part of the reason why you've seen this big push by black women to start targeting trans women and stuff like that, because there ain't no fucking way you're trying to compare the two. That's just really disrespectful as fuck. She said, who's worse, Indians or Arabs? Indians. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody worse to black people than Indian people. Not even white supremacists. Like, child, let me tell y'all, I told Ali this, but when I was in Singapore about a month and a half ago, let me tell y'all, since I uploaded a video on my channel, I done went to Singapore, Australia, and Okinawa all in that time period. Like, I need to get that's how much time has really passed. It ain't even been that long. But when I went to Singapore, I had got Indian Grab driver. Grab is like Uber in a lot of Asian countries.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this Indian man, as soon as he rode up and he saw me, why the hell pop the trunk for me to put my own motherfucking bag in the trunk? Bitch, what the fuck this? I put it in the trunk for him, right? But Al,
Mm-hmm.
damn well they don't ever fucking do that, bitch. Damn well they supposed to come get your bag and put that bitch girl.
They are. Every once in a while, I have an Uber driver who does that. He just has me put my own stuff in there. I'm like,
Yeah, but I'm
I
sitting here
might
like,
as
okay.
well.
So
But yeah,
now
that's not no.
I get in the car. When I tell you this hoe ain't speak to me the whole motherfucking way,
Wait,
bitch. I'm talking
seriously?
about he ain't say hello, how are you? This I'm telling you, he didn't even make eye contact with me. Like the way Indian people would treat black people like we don't even exist. Y'all I'm talking about like
Mm.
literally like we don't even exist. And
And you
that's
got in the
how they
passenger seat and everything?
oh, no, I was in the back seat. I wasn't in the up
Okay,
front.
yeah.
But even still,
Mm.
like the hoe ain't even acknowledge me. Like he rolled up, I got
Right.
in the car. I am talking about I got out, I got my shit, ran off. That hoe ain't
Yeah.
even acknowledge me. I'm talking about the whole motherfucking time.
Right.
I
Yeah,
saw that hoe
that's
was
weird. Yeah,
I
like
saw
if
that
I
hoe
could get
pull
it, like
up.
even if he didn't really speak English, he could have at least like acknowledged you and said
That
hi
hoe
or
spoke
something.
English.
Oh, I
But
did. Okay.
I
But I was
listen though,
also
I
saying like the
experienced
point
this
is like,
bad.
yeah.
I experienced this bad when I was in Little India in Singapore in December. Them Indian people, like they won't even acknowledge you. And that's something that because apparently in the caste system in India, they don't acknowledge people who are lower on the caste. Like they just treat them like they don't exist.
Ooh.
And it's just so like that is something because I ain't ever had someone just not speak to you. I'm talking about like even racist
Mm-hmm.
white people, they try to put on a face for black. I'm talking about? Like
Mm-hmm.
they won't even acknowledge you. I'm talking about like they by far the worst. The only ones who are comparable to Indians to me are Dominicans. Because girl, like it be the audacity to be hating on people, but they're trying to be black when it's beneficial. Like, I can't with
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, man, so them two right there. Shiny. When I saw Hispanic saying, okay, but what about Dominicans getting deported? Dominicans are black. So they're black now.
Ugh.
Man, a mess. But moving on to moving I said on my channel, I said I know blacks become black when it's beneficial. Um I literally said that too. I love how what I be saying be ringing true as hell.
Mm.
But going back to what I was saying, going back to Euros, Jennifer Williams turned
She did. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. So if people don't know who Jennifer Williams is, she's a Swedish gymnast. She's 19, turning 20. She turned senior in 2021. And I do want to shout out Gymnastic a little bit here because back in 2021, Jessica from Gymnastic actually shouted her out. But yeah, she did a really amazing beam routine. Do you want to play it? Or do you want
Oh
me to
yeah,
play
I
it?
do want to play it. And we're gonna judge some routines on here. While you
Hmm.
pulling it up, I guess I can respond to these comments. Someone said,
Go ahead.
Poppy, I know black eye Dominican. Oh my God. Like you gotta put it like with the accent too. They grow. I'm telling you, let me
Ooh.
say something. I am aware that most Dominicans are not black because that's something else that people do. I know that most of them are of European descent. So I'm not. That's something else, bitch. Because it
Mhm.
seems like the ones who aren't black be trying to say they black, and the ones who are be trying to run something.
Okay,
Man, but
I think I've got it ready for you to queue up so we can look at Jennifer.
I'm trying to get it on the screen though.
Oh, wait, I think I have
Okay,
it.
I know
Oh,
what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Okay, my bad.
okay. Do I need to fix it or do you need to? Is it something you have to do?
I think it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is me. That's what I thought.
Okay, yeah, I can see it
Okay,
now.
yeah. So when you put that, you can put the Met Gala thing back on too.
Okay.
This
Oh, yeah, let's do this first
this
though,
is a
just since we
trash
go.
angle, but let's watch it
It
first.
is.
Let's try to judge it.
Yeah, oh yeah, 'cause this one starts like right at the beginning. Yeah, so you can see she's got like a round off. She's doing a round off mount, which is really rare. That's an F scale. So would you say like maybe take like slight piking for that plus her
Yeah, but
feet?
she when she started out with a layout to 2 feet, that's when I was like, oh, she mean business.
She
Like
does, yeah. It's a,
this
so what would they
routine
flex feet?
was
Maybe
good.
flex feet, but I think leg form was really good on both those skills.
Yeah. You know who I went back
Yeah, hey,
and
she
really,
did hit
really
her
got
split. Okay, leg was low on that, and she missed the second connection, but switch split leap was good. Maybe 3/10 on the switch half. Yeah, this is good. You can see too, she's doing a lot of hard shit and really like, unique stuff too. Like her, and I'm really liking the choreography on this. You can see like she's really trying to, break the plane, get good involvement of body parts. Oops, sorry, let me just pause this. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to Simone from the Met Gala.
oh yeah. Man, you lost me up. She went off. She really did. I was like, Jay, I was like, this Jennifer, what's her name?
Jennifer Williams.
Jennifer Williams. She went off.
Score, yeah, her score was
It was a
14.5.
14.5.
Yeah, 14.533 with a 6.4D, and that was with a missed connection.
She went off. Like, that's a
She
good
did.
ass score.
Yeah.
I literally had a dark skinned, kinky hairdresser, Dominican American, say he's not black. He was the first person who called me the N word with a hard R was a Dominican black person.
Oh,
My mom
really?
had to march to the neighborhood and give that whole
Ooh.
history lesson. I'm talking about I think he was maybe like half a shade darker. We were similar complexions. But
Hmm.
yeah, like his mom, she had to march down there and give him a history lesson. But he called me a hard I'm talking about
Oh,
N-word with a hard R.
Jesus.
I'm dead fucking serious. Unprovoked. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, like they are so bothered by the fact because in a lot of other cultures, people who are dark, people who are black are, they don't like themselves. Like, they look down on
Hmm.
themselves and they don't want to be black. And black people, black Americans are happy to be black. You know what I'm talking about? And there is
Hmm.
self-hate. I don't want to get into the habit of doing is trying to I see the nigga in the let's find
Hey,
one.
I'm okay, fine without him. Let me see. I was gonna say I was gonna zoom. Oh, I found one where you can't. Wait.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
found one.
I
I already
just
found a good one. Oh, I found a good one of her. Wait, he's in the
but
background, but you can't really see his face.
child like
Oh, I found one.
so yeah, there is self-hate in the black community. There are black
Oh,
girls.
here's a good one. I got one.
So I'm not
Sorry.
gonna sit up here and deny that black people don't have their issues too, but as a motherfucking collective, we have way more self-pride and stuff like that than they do. And it's like the audacity of you, I'm talking about, to feel so confident in yourself and look how you look is a
Hmm.
problem for a lot of them. And you just see that consistently. Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, I can zoom in on her,
She
sure.
looks so pretty.
Yeah, I love her hair. I just love the way she did the like this. What do you call it?
Yeah, it's really, she looks really pretty.
Yeah, you can see like the shoes really. Oh, I love her heels.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you can see too, like what like she's in amazing shape and everything. She looks
And
really
I
good.
was so happy when they had to start using this picture in comparison to the white girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Right? Because it's like compare them. Yeah, like compare them in the same context.
You're gonna use a picture of her in leotard without no makeup with bad lighting. I'm talking about from years
Right, and a
ago
bad
too.
angle, head
That
straight
picture like
on.
that picture like it was from the 2000, like from 2014 or 2015.
And she didn't even look bad. She looked like she showed up to do sports.
But it's like that picture was some damn near 10 years ago. I'm talking about. And here you
Oh,
are
right.
looking
So
for the
she would have
best
been
picture.
like in her late, she would have been in her teens. So
Girl,
she
anyway,
doesn't
because
even look
I said
like
she
she does
never.
now.
I remember her wearing that uniform even during her Tokyo comeback. So, girl, get the fuck
Mm-mm.
out of here. Like, man. People saying the dress was too big for her. I can see that, but I do want to say black people are just so fucking mean sometimes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I saw them bullying Simone Biles' neck. That's why I'm saying, like, I do be thinking some black people be taking it too far with her. I understand why they have smoke for her, but I saw them bullying her neck. I sent you that video on TikTok
Oh, really? Oh, that's a little mean. Yeah.
because someone had posted her. They was like they posted her neck from the back, and they was talking about because Simone Biles got a tattoo on her neck, and I
Oh,
think
is
that
it
might
like
be the
the
girl.
Olympic rings?
Something like that, yeah. And it was like so and so got a tattoo on her neck, and it was like you didn't have to tell me who got the tattoo. You already know who it was because she has like a muscular neck. And I'm like, why y'all being like that? Like
Hmm.
them bitches be bullies sometimes. What someone say? Uh, the Loki thought integration is bad for app. They still end up poor and not extra self hating. I want to say that I want to get to the comment. Oh, it said, why are Dominicans seem to be the worst? They are the worst, but most other Afro Latinos are anti black too. Like, it's only been really since the Black Lives Matter movement. And recently, where you have a lot of Afro Latinos, like actually, if you check Brazil census, the black population in Brazil has been going up a lot because you have more people identifying as black now, like by the year. So it seems like what's happening in Latin America is because of a lot of the black activism in the US and they're starting to translate to their own countries. Because Brazil has a Black Lives Matter movement of its own too. Like a lot of these Latin American countries have their own black organizations and stuff like that. And because like of basically Black Lives Matter, galvanizing a lot of that in 2020, there seems to be a lot more of them. And you think about it, if you don't
Hmm.
notice that all the I know blacks became black during Black Lives Matter, like Lori Hernandez, like I'm sorry, but I want you to, even if you think about it, like even within the US, like I remember even JLo was trying to say she was a black girl in 2020. Let me send you this link. Cause I remember when JLo said
Wait,
I
did
was
you say Jayla or Kayla?
JLo, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Jennifer Lopez. Okay, I thought you meant Jayla Hang. I'm like, wait, Jayla Hang was
No.
on social media. Then okay, J Lo.
So that's what's
I
happening.
do remember that. Yeah,
You remember when she said that, JLo?
I do actually. Yeah,
I'm shocked you were paying attention like that.
I do follow celebrities. I do. I was also doing it worse during the pandemic because one of my friends and I are like, we were both really into celebrity gossip. So
Yeah.
I'm not into it as much now, but it was a fun hobby.
I remember when Lori said that, I was like, girl, like, because I was like, that ass wasn't no Afro Latina in 2016. I remember that.
Hmm.
I low key feel like integration was bad for Afro Latinos. I don't feel like integration was bad for anybody. I do not like that talking point that some black people try to use about segregation. Because I see that like black people were jumping for joy like when Trump was trying to bring back segregation and stuff like that. And I don't think it's gonna benefit black people the way people think. Like, I don't think that all white people are just gonna pack their shit up and leave Atlanta or leave
Hmm.
Chicago or DC or other majority. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's not what
Yeah.
black people think is gonna happen. They were,
Right, and we talked about it like when they had segregation, it wasn't separate but equal. I mean, that was the claim, but
and
like it was separate, but it was not equal. And even then, like when white flights happened historically, they've also set things up to like trap black people in cities through highway systems and all.
now what you're seeing
And
is
like,
what you're seeing is black flight, where you have a lot of black people who can't afford to live in DC and Atlanta. I'm talking about.
mhm,
So you're seeing even in LA where, but that was mainly because of Hispanics, but where a lot of black people have been ran out of inner cities in the modern times. But
mhm.
what I'm gonna say about also there wasn't Asians and Hispanics like that during Jim Crow either. So where the fuck would they go? That's what I want to know. Cause I know they ain't gonna be over here. I saw people saying it like, so where would you put them? I mean, well, actually, they're trying to deport them, so they still wouldn't be here. My bad. I'm not thinking my bad. They wouldn't be here either because he's trying to get rid of them. So I don't. But y'all was think I was like, girl, are they trying to send them over here? Like, what they trying to do with them? Like, don't. Hell nah. Cause I mean, if they here, it's gonna be just as bad. But I'm saying that let's clock it like that. J Lo is so annoying. She is. But people do be hating on that girl. Like,
Yeah, and Coco Golf, someone's saying Coco Golf cleared house today. Yeah, she won the US Open, it looks like.
I don't agree with that. They're talking about white people don't want to. Actually, that's not true because the only place in America where the white population is growing is in majority black areas like Atlanta and
Mhm,
Philly and stuff. And DC, like there's a lot of white people moving to DC and moving to
mhm,
Oakland, California, and like so that's not true. Even in Compton now, like they're moving there because it's more affordable. And like there's a lot of like
mhm.
Brooklyn, New York. Child, even Harlem in New York City, like every place in America, like that's majority black has has um
Mhm.
has seen a dramatic increase in the white population. Detroit, all of them. So I don't agree with they don't move to our communities. But I get what you're trying to say about how it's one-sided. But also I don't think that segregation is good for black men, black women as well, because I think that some of these problematic black men need to stay with their Karens. I don't think black women need to be with someone like Kanye West. I'm sorry. I would not want that for black women. I'm sorry. I don't want Tristan Thompson for black women. That's not what I want
That is a
personally.
good point. No, sometimes
So
you ever
I
see
don't
a
want
couple where
interracial
they
men.
both, where you can tell they both suck and you're happy they're together, even
Mm-hmm.
though their relationship is toxic because then they didn't inflict themselves on others. So
Black
I
women
hear
don't
I hear
deserve
what you're saying.
they
Yeah.
don't deserve Clarence Thomas. Like they don't.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh. Absolutely not.
Uh,
Keep interracial marriage legal.
mhm.
So let's judge these routines.
Okay, who do you want to pull up next?
Let's pull up
You
that
want?
girl again, and we're gonna judge her by the because we got to do it
Yeah.
fast.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we watched the whole routine, so you all can see it. Let me pull it up again. I want to say too, one thing she did that was really cool in qualification was she actually she helped get Sweden into seventh place in the team final, which I know doesn't
Mm.
seem like it's super good for like it's just Euros, but for Sweden that still is huge. Especially
Okay,
since like Europe has a lot more competitive
and
teams.
something else before I pull up this video, I want you to what I want you to realize is you see how these sprint. I'm talking about Italy, France, Sweden. People who are black or even mixed with black, they love, gassing them up to win medals and stuff. The way Swedish people would turn up over this girl,
Hmm.
but they be having a meltdown about the few Africans coming to their country.
Right.
So that be the most telling thing to me. Like I stay seeing that because I'm like, damn, they don't want many of them don't want someone like her representing Sweden.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but you're so right. They only like a lot of them are probably only cheering for her because she's useful to them now.
Right. So let's
Not because they support her all around, but yeah, let's pull her up. It's gonna start right away. Okay, so I'm pausing there. What do you think? Maybe
so
flex
I got
mountain
her for
bike.
flex. feet. I don't think the piking was sufficient enough, in my opinion. But that
Yeah,
could,
but maybe like separation. It was actually
I
pretty
didn't.
good.
I could. Yeah. I'm just gonna take flex feet.
Yeah, I think just flex feet actually. So you are allowed to pike a little bit to land, so I think it'll
Yeah.
be good.
Less than 30 degrees, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
let's
doesn't
play it
yeah.
in real speed and see what we can get.
Okay, yeah,
We're
then
gonna
let's
say we
do
gonna let's say our deductions at the end. Do our deduction.
yeah, then wait so some yeah.
Okay, I'm calculating all of my stuff right now. 1 second. It is
Hmm.
hard to do this in real time. Okay, like
Yeah. What I did was I did it in real time and I just like added up the tenths I was going. I don't know if I'll remember everything I took.
yeah, I do. So okay.
Well, I know what I took, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, flex
I can probably
feet.
remember everything I did. Yeah.
So I only artistry deduction I'm taking so far is poor footwork. Because that's when I
Yeah. Yeah, I think
but
that was the only.
I didn't really see any bad lack of elongation or anything like that. But I'm not an expert on artist reduction. I have to usually look at the checklist before I start judging. But I got her
Yeah.
for flex feet on the layout on the. I'm gonna go first. I'll let you go. I got her for
Mhm.
flex feet on the layout mount. I got her for body shape on the first split leaper. I think it was a Sassone. The one she did into the
Yeah. Yeah.
I got her for flex feet times two for the aerial and then the loso. I
Hmm.
got her for body shape on the switch leap, but that was a reach. I could take that away. I took point three for body shape on the switch half. And I also took 1/10 for balance on the after the switch half. I didn't take anything on the core, but
Hmm.
um I took body shape on the wolf jump. I'm sorry, on the wolf turn.
Yeah, I took like balance, lack of control. Yeah,
So
I
I
took.
just took I took body shape, but it could definitely be that too. But I took
Yeah.
bent knees on the front aerial. I took flex feet as well. I took slow connection between the front aerial to the split ring jump. And
Hmm.
I took body shape on the split ring jump as well. And I also took slow connection between the ring jump to the core but I think it was good enough to still count as a connection.
Yeah,
But
I think
flex
the
feet,
only
yeah, she only lost it between the switch half and the core.
orbit, yeah, which made sense because she had the balance check between those two.
I took point one on the flex feet in chest position on a double pike, And I also took 3/10 for the large step and poor footwork. So let's calculate that. One, so two, 4, 5, 8, 9, a point, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 2 points, 2.1. Oh, I went off. I got her for negative 2.1.
Ooh, okay, so 7-9, but actually it's still not too far off. I took flexed feet in the beginning for the mount, the aerial side aerial and the loso. I didn't actually take any shape for her Sassone. I probably could have. What did I take? And what did she do next? I guess I didn't write this down, but I do remember I think what I did. I didn't take anything on her switch leap, but I did take 3/10 shape on the switch half, balance check for the Corbett, and the E panel might take slow connection if they thought she was attempting, so I did that. Then what was next? Yeah, for her aerial walkover, wait, I think she did the wolf turn first, so I took balance for that because she was waving her arms around,
Got you.
like lack of control, whatever that is.
I took that because I think that's body shape for a wolf jump, wolf turn. Right?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. What else did I take? Then for the aerial walkover, like you, I took 1/10 bent knees. I thought her feet stayed pointed, at least from what I could see, but for the ring jump, I actually took 3/10 for that, just because it looked like she had some pretty bad shape issues there. Like her front leg was low, and I don't think she got enough of an arch. And then I took 1/10 for slow connection between the ring jump and the back handspring. Or yeah, the back handspring step out. Then what are we at? Round off. Yeah, then I took 1/10 for flexed feet, 1/10 for low chest, and 3/10 for the landing.
Yeah.
I also took poor footwork, so I got 8-0.
So we got almost the same. Okay, so what I'm gonna start doing, Ali, is when I start judging gymnasts again on my channel, I'm gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna get you to judge it, and I'm gonna combine our stuff before I actually.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so we can compare.
Yeah.
At least
Or
I
I
think
could
the
just.
fact that we're both getting so close is a sign, and we're getting close to what the judges gave her is a sign it was good.
Yeah, but also we have totally different like vision too. So like I said, both of us could be judges. We just don't know how to draw and do all like fuck that shit. How you gotta draw them stuffs and stuff. Like
Yeah,
who
like
the
you have to
fuck
wear the
came up with
short. Yeah.
that? Huh? Who the fuck came up with that? But actually, can you pull up her thing again? Because I think I did her in with the switch half. I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I did her in with the switch half, and I want to watch her front aerial again because it might not have been
Yeah, let
bent.
me pull it up again.
Did you
Yeah.
get bent knees on her front aerial, or was I just doing
I
too?
just took bent knees. I didn't take anything for feet. I thought her
Oh,
toes
okay.
actually stayed fairly pointed. Oh, keep doing the same thing every time. Let me go
Because I feel
share.
like I might have did her in on her switch half. Like,
Yeah, I thought the switch half. She did have her back leg was really low. That's why I went for the That's why I took that much. But yeah, we'll go through again. Yeah, so she has her mount. Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
yeah, I don't think that's definitely body shape. I was
Yeah,
right
I
about
think
that.
you were right about that.
This was definitely flex feet times two.
Yeah, because you can see her even in the air, her toes aren't pointed. Yeah, they're flexed. Because you're allowed to flex in preparation for landing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But she flexed them too. I don't know if they were
So
ever
pause
pointed.
right here
Okay,
a
so
little bit.
that's yeah, let me just change the speed. That way I can get the pause I want.
Because I'm like, see if we was doing too much. Because I mean, the judges can be wrong too. Because that's what they think they see.
Yeah, so I think yeah, okay, shape on that was good. Her
I took
switch
it, so maybe I was wrong
yeah.
on that.
Yeah, that I thought
Here,
was fine, but this
that wasn't that bad actually.
yeah, let's actually watch. Maybe we were too harsh on those switch.
Pause.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I think yeah, I can wait.
I think it might only be 110 because I look like her hands are in right place.
Yeah, because I'm thinking actually, I think the timing of her split is where they want it. There it goes. Actually, I think she did hit the right shape. I didn't realize she got her back leg that high, so maybe we were too harsh there.
Yeah. So We were wrong. Okay. So
Yes,
one,
maybe the judges were on the right with going between 8-1 and 8-2.
so
Okay, no,
body shape,
yeah.
that was
No, she definitely
definitely
did have,
balanced.
yeah, definitely a balance check. Let's get back to normal. Okay, and this, yeah,
Cokeroni, I need to shout you out on my channel. I know that you also judge videos. That was
yeah,
I just took body shape. That was definitely balanced as well. So I did miss
yeah,
that.
yeah. So maybe we are ultimately working out to the same score, even if we
Right.
saw different things in real time.
Also, I'm gonna delete the body shape I took on her first switch sleeve. I feel like because it was
Yeah,
still
that
not
was,
worse than 10. So right
yeah,
here,
yeah. So
ooh,
knees definitely bent. Ooh, wait, let's just see what the
I want to zoom in on that ring angle too. Okay,
That's
so
what I'm doing. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So someone told me you could like go frame by frame if you hit the period. I'm probably. Let me just play this normally. Okay. And then pause.
was it really flex speed?
Oh, maybe not. Oh, you know what? The ring angle actually isn't that.
That's still
Actually,
body shape. I still
that
got
is definitely body shape, but I would say 1/10 versus
1/10. I don't think it's
3.
3/10.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She's from Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, she's from Sweden.
Can you go back on that a little bit?
Which one did you want to look
Take
at?
the front area of the switch ring again.
Yeah, let's do a front aerial. Oh, wait, sorry, I went too not far back enough.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so the knee looks a little bent there. What happens when she? Let's just
It
go
looked
through
like
this
flex
again.
feet too, but
Yeah,
I could be wrong because I was harsh as fuck on that.
yeah, it looks like okay, the frame rate's bad. Let me just
That's what I'm
see if
saying. The angle.
yeah, okay, so you can tell she is bending the knee a little bit, but
Okay,
overall, I'm actually looking at this. I'm like, no, she actually does have good form, and the rig jump was better than I thought it was.
right.
Yeah, I think like 1/10 shape.
I know I
Or
was right here. We both got the same inductions here.
yeah.
So yeah. Let me recalculate what I changed. So 110. I want to judge Manila because I be watching Manila like where they even get deductions on her. Like I barely even noticed that her leaps were where they were getting deductions. At first I was like, damn, she might be able to get, but the Manila really can get a 9E on beam. I'm dead fucking serious. Like if she actually
hmm
hit with no deduct, like no bobbles and stuff, she
Yeah,
could
she
really get like a
could.
9E, if
hmm
not more. But so flex speed, body shape, so 2, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah, let me stop the
7, 8,
shares. Yeah.
9, 1.1.1, 1.2, 1.3,
Mhm.
1.4, 1.5, 1.8, 1.9. Yeah, I got 8 1E.
It's really not. Yeah. Okay. So that's about. Well, that's what they gave her.
Yeah, that's what I
Eight
got.
one three
But I
three.
feel
So
like they
that's.
probably didn't take as much. Some of them didn't take as much in difficulty. They didn't take as much in D. I mean, they didn't take as much for actual deduction. They just took more artistry.
Technical deductions. Yeah, they didn't take technical deductions, just
Girl,
artistry. I
because
think is
when
how
they
they
released
divide
this
them up.
shit in Antwerp, you had some that was like us who was like barely even taking 1/10 artist reductions or not even taking one at all. And then you
hmm
had other ones that were giving 9Es, like 8 8Es. Like someone gave Simone like an 8 9 9E and just took six. And
For the artistry deductions, I remember that. Looking at
I'm
some of
just
those, I'm like,
like, hell no, like, and there are really people on the panel that was protecting some of them because there were people trying to give them, ridiculous as deductions. Like I'm talking about, like there
hmm
was some that was giving Simone 6 7 tenths on artistry deductions on floor, but you had others that were
yeah,
giving like 1 or 2, and it was balancing out. You know what I'm talking about?
it was. Yeah, but you can definitely tell there are some judges who are like way pickier on the technical elements, and some of
But
them are
there's
just focusing
also
on
some Jessica
artistry.
Gadroga stands on that bitch too, because there was there was some throwing up some ridiculous score. Like we talk about her scores are
Yes.
ridiculous, but there was some that were throwing up some ridiculous ass scores, and it was like the
Oh my
other ones
God.
that were balancing it. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
hmm
man,
hmm There we
I
go.
clocked someone scored it was like Blake was like black people keep voting for Democrats and they're poor. I'm like, okay, what about the white people in Appalachia?
That is a good
Why
question.
don't they ever bring that up? But they love to talk about how bad, our places are. But it's like, what about y'all places?
Well, no, they bring them up, but only to use them for sympathy.
Yeah, like, okay,
No,
what
because
about
like no, because when white people are poor, it's sad and tragic, and it's not their fault, or it's like a result of generational harm or poverty or trauma or whatever.
Mhm.
Which is true, but that's true for Black communities as well. So,
Right. So I just child anyways, like I'm like Appalachia exists. I said
hmm
most white rural areas are poor too. What about that?
hmm
Why do y'all watch other years and rescore? We can do that too, but I try to
Yeah, today
rescore
we're
recent stuff.
yeah.
So let's pull up
Yeah,
Manila's.
oh sorry. Yeah, oh who do you want to look at now?
Manila.
Okay, which beam routine? Well, I'll
I
pick
mean, it's
one.
whatever one you want to use. Unless you can judge someone else if you want to, but I thought that would be a
No,
good one.
I definitely want to look at Manila. Not the beam final, because she and Jennifer Williams unfortunately both fell on beam final.
The hell wrong with that? Like,
Yeah. But I guess some of you guys know Nina Derweil won gold on both beam and bars at Euros.
Lord of the Caucasian peoples.
So is she princess or like duchess?
I feel like she is Duchess now. Like, I'm not even just Duchess. I think she is the rightful queen because Jay Carey is no longer competing. So I feel like
Oh, you're right. Mhm.
she is now the at least the regent. You know what I'm talking
I think yeah, she's at least standing. She's at least standing in hereditary
standing
princess
in,
or
but
crown
standing
princess.
in
Yeah.
if not already the de facto ruler.
hmm Okay,
Uh,
I found Manila. I found the one I want to use. Let's see what the wait. Let's just see what this angle. Let me just watch this for a sec to see what the angle
is
is.
Sweden ain't good on shit. They had this one gymnast called Atlateg or something. You know what I'm talking about? She used to
Oh,
have
Yana Adler tag. Yeah.
she would serve bars, but she did not serve handstands.
Ooh, his
The
angle's
thing
pretty
is,
good.
anyone like anytime you see a clear hip in some routine, you just know the routine gonna be
You
nasty.
do. Oh God. Yeah, because we were talking about how many people struggle with clear hips, and we were like, Anna Barbosa's clear hip full. Like, I was watching it in slow mo to make sure I wasn't being too harsh. I'm like, no, that's like zero point 0.3 minimum, probably 0.5.
Stop with clear hips. Like it's one thing to do like what that Chinese girl's doing with the clear hip layout, whatever.
Oh, yeah, Zhang Han, where she's doing like the Nabieva from a clear hip. Like, that's working for her.
But do not do no handstand out of it.
No, you just never see that go well.
Just like you really ever see a full in. Nina is so not too much on my girl.
Nina
Not too
does what she
much.
needs. Nina does exactly what she needs to do every time.
Right. A lot of y'all want to hate on her, but not too much.
Yeah, I was.
Let me get my
Okay.
stuff ready because I got to delete all these deductions. No,
Oh,
I'm just
right.
gonna open
Yeah.
up another. I'm just gonna open up another note page. Where are you taking your
Okay.
stuff on a pad? How you doing it?
I was actually. Usually I do it in text edit. Wait, one sec. Actually, let
That's
me
what I'm
just
doing.
pause for myself. Wait, sorry. Let me. Do you mind if I get back for a sec so I can get
Yeah.
my thing pulled up? Okay. So I know what her routine is.
Why y'all be wanting to hate on Nina? Like Nina be having real life haters. I be like, it be sounding like jealousy to me. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Like one of the best bar workers ever. Exactly.
Yeah, I think she's either second or third most decorated if you count her world and Olympic medals. Well, she only has the one Olympic medal that's a title, so there
Right.
we go. Yeah. So, back handspring.
I don't have nothing.
I have nothing for that too. Yeah. What does she do? Then she does switch lead, below front leg. Pause. Maybe bent knees and low front leg on that.
Mhm.
But other than that, Wait, hang on. Let me add up everything as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Three,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Why they be hating on Nina, bro? Like,
I, I understand people like don't like her flexed feet. I get that.
yeah, that's what I got too. I got a good ass score, but I didn't really take any artistry deductions either like that.
Yeah, I didn't take any either.
At least yet.
Yeah, I got around. I think I got an 8.5 as well.
I got an A6.
Nice. I don't
I
like.
got
I just.
I got body shape, 2 body shape, 1 slow connection.
Mhm.
This is for the switch the split half to the back handspring. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
body
I
shape
got.
for the split jump and the split half and the slow connection.
Mhm.
I got bent
Same.
knees for the front aerial. I got body shape on the split jump after I think. And
Mhm.
then slow connection from the switch jump to the back handspring. But even that was a reach.
Yeah.
I got point 0.3 for balance for the aerial cartwheel.
Mhm. Oh, good. Oh, I forgot that was the one I forgot to put in. Yeah.
And then I got 1.1 for body shape for the wolf turn, and then point 0.1 for balance. And I got flex feet and small hop. And I also, what was it? The chest position looked arguable, but I didn't wasn't really. Can you go
Yeah,
back?
I watched in slow mo. Her chest position is fine. What I took on the dismount was flex feet. I think she does have a slight leg separation, only 0.1.
Oh
And I
yeah.
thought that her hop to the side this time was 0.1 because it wasn't that big.
It was definitely a leg separation. So that brings me
Yeah.
to an 8. We basically had the same deductions then, at 8.5, right?
Right. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, she's really talented. Yeah, she has a really good routine.
Without the point 0.3 balance, that's AA.
Yeah. I mean, she just doesn't have a lot of built-in deductions on this routine.
Yeah, it's really good. And that means she could still get
Yeah.
in the mid 14s. You know what I'm talking about? Even with her
Hmm.
D.
Right. This was still like a 6.0.
Yeah.
It would be a 6.1, but she did a double wolf turn instead of a triple,
Hmm.
like she normally does. But yeah.
It's still very clean, very beautiful routine. Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
even though she don't have the most difficulty, her first series is everything to me.
Right. That's like what they used to do in the 80s and like early 90s when they were still doing really unique stuff on Beam.
Right.
I miss that so much.
I love her flexibility.
Hmm. Same.
Nina Queen of Flex Feet. No, she's not.
Oh, who else?
Her flex feet ain't that bad.
I actually think she did improve on that because it used to feel like she was doing it on every skill, and now it's not every skill. I think the thing with Nina is because Nina's not just tall, but she has like really long legs and arms, and I think her feet look kind of big compared to everybody else's.
Hmm.
So I think that makes the flex feet more noticeable than it might be with some other gymnasts.
Hey Nicole, we saw you. I forgot this because we were judging. Hey Nicole,
Yes.
um, I'm gonna respond back to some of the stuff that they don't want to mix up. They want to move but change rhetoric that's already established to fit themselves. Uh,
Right.
Sweden has become more anti-immigrant. Yes, very,
Hmm.
very anti-immigrant. I don't know why Italy is so racist as anyone likes them. The whole world is anti-black, and I guess that it's different for Americans because we're not really immigrants the same way other people are. But even still, like they act like they're not immigrants. Like hella Italians left Italy, so I'm like,
Right.
I don't understand that logic, but they love to do
Yeah.
that shit. Because I my friends be telling me, the most racist people in South Africa be the white South Africans, and I'm like, but didn't y'all leave South Africa? Like, Remember when you left the Netherlands or Britain or wherever to come to South Africa, and then you left South Africa to go to the US or go wherever you went. So it's like that's 2 times. You're like, child, please.
But you
Was
know
trying
how,
to.
it works. Like they use. Sorry, actually, you want to finish your point?
What were you gonna say?
Oh, but that's how it works. Like, why is there so much anti-blackness in Italian American and Irish American groups? It's because they used that to get ahead
Yeah, they
and
always.
to distinguish themselves.
That's what I'm saying. That's like I'm saying what Asians and Latinos are doing are has been done before. Like everyone has done that before. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the only black people, are the only ones that never adapted or tried to like integrate into other communities and stuff. Like they never tried it. They never will. Because it's something my mom brought up. She was like, when Elphaba said, even though I might be flying solo, at least I'm flying free.
Mhm.
That's very powerful to me. Like those words. At least I'm flying solo. At least I'm flying free. But I mean, that's what she basically. That's what it's talking about. Like black
It
people be
is
flying.
though,
They be
yeah.
flying alone, but they at least they be flying free.
Mhm.
Um, for horizontal side view, she hits above 90. Talking about Nina, Queen of Flex Feet. How can she be Queen of Flex Feet when Sabrina Bonet exists?
I think the other thing with
Also, like, did y'all forget about Jocelyn Robinson?
oh oh you know what though? Oh, someone I think was it Lioness who brought this up earlier about just mentioned Jocelyn coming back and hoping she gets on the world team.
I think so too. I feel like Jocelyn is a lot. Now,
Yeah.
Hector, you're delusional. Talking about Leanne coming with 6'0" on floor beam. You mean 5'4" and 5'6"
Oh.
and 5'7"? I'm
Wait
sorry,
here, let
but
me stop sharing Manila. Sorry.
Leanne, how you literally looked at the 2024 team and you thought a chain was what you needed. Like not a 6'2" on bars, right? Like not a 6'0" on beam, right? Or more tumbling on floor.
Golden, we're not coming for Joss. We're not
And
coming for
if
Jocelyn.
we
We want
were,
her.
if what you gonna do? Come through the screen and beat our ass? Like what? What if we were coming for her? Like, listen, we're Jade Carey fans over here, so of course we're gonna hate on Jocelyn. Or what you think this is?
Hmm.
Y'all know I'm one of Jocelyn's biggest haters on the internet. Like, come on now. and
Yeah, but we are trying to be unbiased too, so we still hope
I still said
we-
she should be a
yeah,
lock on the team.
yeah, because she's well. Who else are they going to send for Bolt? I know that Jayla Hang has trained some Bolt upgrades, so we'll see. But Jocelyn, we know she has those skills. Mm.
Skinner's IG followers dropped from 4K to 384K. Simone's dropped more than that since
Mhm.
today.
But Michaela, yeah, it is bad she lost 400,000, but look at it this way. If Michaela lost 400,000
She was
followers,
having
she would have basically none left.
Someone said if she comes back with 5'4", 5'6", I'm not gonna be a fan of her no more. I mean, realistically, why would she come with 6 O's for this team? For what?
That's true.
She
Yeah,
could
she doesn't.
probably she would be a favorite to win an all around medal, if maybe even the title with what she had last year without the
Yeah.
chain. So like, why would she need it? I'm not trying to be rude. Now I do think she should have more on beam and bars because
Mhm.
just come with an aerial. Did she bring the aerial to Loso last year?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I know she had the wolf jump full, and I was like, ugh, like
No, don't do a wolf jump full. It's the biggest deduction trap.
she be
Ah.
let Jocelyn enjoy her time on the throne. The throne is a reach. I'm sorry. She's
Well,
still a bastard.
there's
She's still
another
a
blonde.
bastard girl. A bastard girl can never have
Oh, Sorry. There's still,
I'm
I want to say
sorry.
there's another blonde tumbler in the US, Reese Esponda, so we'll see what she does.
But Reese,
I know she's not. Reese hasn't put it together yet. Jocelyn actually at least has like.
Reese does have Jade's like ability to fly. You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah, like she
soar.
was training the triple back tuck at one point.
She's very talented. She has good tumbling technique, but we'll see it. I'll see it when I believe it. But I want to say
Mhm.
who else in my opinion is who I want to talk about. I
Oh,
forgot. What do you think about the mixed team? Will Leanne be able to make the mixed team? What's the mixed team?
okay. So I think I haven't heard how they're going to do the mixed team for Worlds yet, but the way they did it with Euros was they picked it from qualification. So basically, like they took everybody on the women's side and the men's side who competed in the all around and qualification. They dropped their lowest score, and then like from each country pair, they took the highest scoring pair from each country, and then they narrowed them down to the top 16.
Girl,
So I don't
if it was a mixed
yeah.
team in Paris, they better put Hesley Rivera on that. She ain't do shit else. I'm sorry. That's how I feel like it should be the worst bitch on the team to me. Like that's how I feel.
Oh.
I mean, because the worst U.S. gymnast is still better than a lot of them. Now Hesley can't be Alicia Namadio. I'm talking about like a lot of. I'm talking
Mhm.
about like.
Yeah.
But I think she's similar. At least Hesley's or Rivera's peak is similar to where Manila's at. Like,
I would say the same thing, yeah. Alicia gets a bump because her bars can score high when she hits because she has a
and
six
she's
four
overscoring
D.
on beam.
I actually thought she was more overscored on bars than beam.
She is overscored on bars too. Like, it was
Mhm.
when she had a melt. It's when she had a meltdown about she had a meltdown about not getting a medal on bars, and it's like, girl, you should have expected that.
Mhm.
But I mean, she did turn up on beam though. Like literally, when she
She did,
one thing about
yeah.
Alicia, she did hit every routine in Paris, which is very impressive.
It is, yeah, and I will give her credit for that.
No falls, not even a major mistake. Like maybe some out of bounds and stuff and some balance checks, but she
Yeah.
hit every routine in Paris, qualifications, team finals, all around, event
Mhm.
final. Like that was very impressive.
Yeah, the
I ain't
only
ever
like
seen no one do that.
oh yeah, the only issue she had was she had a bad landing on her DTY in qualification, but that was it. And, like
Mhm.
she went out of bounds on floor in the AA and in the event final, but she probably wasn't going to get a floor medal anyway. So
That's yeah, that 856. I don't want to talk about it. Like. I'm glad you brought that up too, Tom.
yeah,
So said at least his B body was clean, but I don't know about no AIBC.
that was
We
what
don't know
bothered
either.
me. Yeah,
We
what
don't know
bothered me
either, girl.
about what bothered me about Alice's beam execution score was that even if Ruby had gotten all her connections, she's well, I guess they probably would have given her a higher E score if she got all her connections and she didn't have the balance check after the aerial. But like, she got an they gave Ruby an 8233E and her max D was a 6-1, so she would have still been behind Alice even if she got all her difficulty, and that doesn't
Mhm.
seem right to me.
Yeah, but
But
Reed and her slow ass connections, like I can't like
yeah.
um vault beam floor parallel. It was the trans, the GOP trying to say that men would beat Simone Biles, and I'm like, would they really?
Yeah, like
I
what American men would beat Simone Biles if we're being realistic?
That's what I'm saying. Like, especially on floor. Like, and I saw men saying that like none of the American men can even beat Jade probably on floor, let alone Simone.
Right. And I am happy they made that point because sometimes it's like
And they were trying to show Simone struggling to do they were trying to show Simone struggling to do the flares. But did they
mhm.
also forget that Simone was the only one who could do the standing 1.5?
Right? And did they show Fred Richards struggling to do the wolf turn?
Exactly. So it's like, stop. I do want to say
Right.
that men on average are better than women on vault and floor, but also I still feel like it's balanced because most men can
Mhm.
tumble more on floor than women, but they don't have the flexibility for dance elements or for artistry. I'm talking about
Right, right.
imagine some of these grown muscular ass male gymnasts getting up there trying to dance and shit like that. And
Yeah,
meet
when
that
they've
damn
never trained
checklist.
for that before in their
Meet that
lives.
motherfucking checklist too. I'm not talking about just dancing, but meet that damn checklist.
Right?
Anyways, I'm talking about them leaks will be
Right.
fucking ridiculous. Like, think
Hmm.
about when Gia Fong the tumbling clear house, right? The Chinese girl, but the the artistry, the dance
Oh,
elements,
right. Yeah,
like
like she was a way better tumbler than most of the people in artistic gymnastics because that was what she focused on, but she couldn't. But like, yeah, she could deal with the dance elements or the artistry.
yeah. And
Uh,
even still, the tumbling wasn't giving Simone and what Jade was giving. I mean,
that's
it
true.
was on
Yeah.
Jade's level. It was giving Jade, but it was not giving Simone. You know what I'm talking about?
No, no.
So I'm just saying, like, Simone can hands down out tumble like almost everyone in MAG. Period.
Right.
There's some that can't,
Right.
even the ones who are doing triple double pikes and stuff. The E, I'm talking about the E is still not the same. I'm talking about like
Right, because a lot of those guys landed with super low chests or whatever. Like even Luke Whitehouse, who has a really good triple back, like he still has some pretty clear deductions on that.
look at did you see the comparison between Simone's triple double versus everyone in MAG's triple double?
No, I didn't.
It's a video, it's a popular video on
Oh wait, no, I think I did. Hmm.
yeah, that one Chinese girl had a dub syllabus, but I'm scared for her because why you doing a syllabus, 4 years from LA? Baby, you a lot for the Chinese
Oh,
team. You can
good
keep that.
question.
You can keep that. You're going to LA.
Right. Yeah, Zhang Yihan. Oh, do we want to look at her floor routine? I can pull it
Actually,
up.
yeah. But just turn down the music. But
Yeah, I won't play her music. Don't worry, I'll mute
but
it so she doesn't play the music.
yeah,
Zhang Yihan. Floor.
that's the one. Jung Johan is the one that has a full twist in Layout Jaeger, right?
No, that's Yang Fan Yue.
Yeah, that you're
Zhang
right.
Yihan, yeah, Zhang Yihan has the clear
Clear
hip
hip, not
Nabier, but
okay.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Uh,
Oh wait, okay, I have it muted, so let me just hit share and then we can move on over.
Flavia could have won gold if they Galieva Julia Suarez, but more than likely she would have just not made the podium because she would have failed twice. But you ain't
Yeah,
hear it
like
from
that's the
me.
thing, like yeah, Flavia could have a lot, but she keeps falling, so
She could have like sing it. I keep on falling.
okay, so let's watch Zhang Yihan. Oop. Oh, do you want to pull up the stuff on the screen?
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, you know what?
Hmm.
And a lot of us would have won a lot if we only had one or two more digits right. But did we have the money?
Nope. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here she
11,533 on Beam.
That was what, no, because some people were like, oh, like she has like Flavia Stafala. Sorry.
Stay falling. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they actually could have Galliated Flavia anyway, because if they pulled Suarez, Sani would have been in.
Yeah, because her score wasn't good enough.
Yeah, wait, let's just go back for a sec. Actually, that syllabus wasn't that bad. But I'm
It
gonna show you
wasn't.
what it is. Yeah, like the form's actually good. I think maybe low chest and flex, maybe flexed feet. I don't even know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's. One thing I do want to say for credit for Chinese nationals, they were not some yeah maybe low chest,
Just
but I think
1/10
they were
though.
yeah, and then 1/10 step back. Twisting form is not as good though. I
Almost,
mean,
I
it's
mean, a
still
lot of them
really
like
hard.
that. But still, a double double and a triple twist the front tuck. That's a H and G
Yeah,
tumbling pass.
right. She actually got a 5.9 for this.
Yeah.
If she
That's
can 5.9
5'9"
D.
is very high, actually.
Yeah, I hope they can at least keep her healthy for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because she will help Team China. Ooh, yeah, you can see her twisting. One point when I was watching earlier in the championships, I thought she might have hurt her leg because it's like, I think it's the same leg she keeps bent
The
both
one she when
times.
she did that nasty DTY.
Yeah. Oh, that was somebody else. She has the soup double or
Ooh,
double
but that
twisting Sukahara.
DTY, I was like, woo.
Oof.
Number one, why they even making you use it now, baby? You know they need that for work.
Right. But yeah,
They
some
don't.
people
They
thought,
don't
oh,
even need
maybe
it
she has.
now. They don't even need it
Yeah,
now
they're
because there's not a competition this year, team.
right. Ah,
But I'm glad China's trying to improve vault. It took long enough.
it did. They didn't.
I don't know why they collapsed after, because even in the Tokyo quad, they still had vaults. Like,
Hmm.
but like they had no DTYs
Didn't. Like they even
between
lost
Tokyo and now. They had no DTYs. Like,
well, they did, but they left them all at home. Granted, that was because they were not very good and they were also inconsistent. But yeah, like
I'm sorry, but a double twisted Sukahara is. I don't know who thought that was okay, unless you not Zamo or Jade Carey. And even still, Jade Carey's Suk is good, but it's like it's barely better than her DTY.
right. Well, it barely scores higher because, like, I think some people do the double twisting Sukahara because they're like, oh, it's 2/10 more valuable.
But it's three
Or like
tenths more
it's
height.
like it's 2/10 more valuable than the DTY.
It's 3/10 in height. Like
Yeah, that's the thing.
3/10 in height. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of nasty doubles. That's one of the nastiest vaults. I'm sorry. Like, you really ever see a good one, y'all?
No, I know. I think yeah, the other problem with China too is like they do have some girls with good vaults, but they're like single eventers or like they don't have enough other eventers.
Yeah.
And China just doesn't prioritize vault enough to take someone just for vault.
I don't know her name, but what about the Chinese girl with the 5'4"? Flavia, could you think Flavia's would have medal with the all around? Yeah, 100%. That all around team should have definitely beaten what the fuck what's her name did. I don't know. That's how I know the math ain't mathing.
Oh, who are we talking about?
Flavia's beam routine versus what Alicia did.
Oh yeah. Wait, didn't I thought Flavia did outscore Elite
What did
in
she get in all around, Flavia?
wait, let me just do some quick Googling.
2020 and then look for Flavia's score.
Are we looking at okay,
All
wait.
around.
We're looking for all around from Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's good. Okay, so Flavia got a 14.266 on beam, and
Oh hell
Alice
no.
got a 14.033 in the all
But Flavia
around.
got a 14.366. And I mean Alicia got a 14.366 in event
The
finals.
in finals,
I
yeah.
feel like Flavia's beamer is better than that. I'm sorry.
No, I totally agree with you.
The highest D on floor in a generation.
Mhm. Oh, actually, I think if Sway Lu could do her 2011 routine now, it would be a 5.9.
Really?
Yeah, because she gets so much connection bonus.
But I thought that Sway Lu only was getting she only had like a 6'1" then. So it's only dropped by
Yeah, well,
2.
she gets a lot of bonus now because I don't know if she gets more now than she did then. I don't know that code well enough, but yeah, she ends up with like 6/10 in bonus. Because for the first one she does the whip, direct to triple twist, direct to stag jump, so that she gets 3/10 CV there.
Yeah, I know that. 2.5 to
Yeah,
front
then
full
she
is point
gets two
two.
for the 2.5 to front full. Then she did the what was it? Back 1.5 to front 1.5, so that's another 10th in CV.
Mm-hmm. Then point two for the double pike to end. The bonus.
Yeah, and then she gets the 0.2 bonus for the double pike. Yeah, so it's like 8/10 in bonus. And then
But
she's
I
still I think she has an E and two D's on her dance elements because she has, I think, a Gomez, a double L, and I can't remember what the last one
That
was.
routine was everything.
It was.
Uh, a
But
lot of
yeah, we all
Chinese girls.
agree Reby was robbed of a beam medal.
A lot of girls, Chinese girls are upgrading vault and floor. Brazil and GB got to watch out. But let me say something. I believe it when I see it because, like I said, they have to hit first. Like,
They do. Because the thing is, it's never been the case that China couldn't win a team medal. They could. They've just had a lot of inconsistency.
right? They could have
Like
won
that's what's hurt them every
every
single time.
every code for every year for the most part. They could have won in
Right.
they could have won in Tokyo a bronze or a medal. They maybe
Yeah.
could even beat in USA considering what happened. They definitely could have won a medal in Liverpool. They could have won a
hmm
medal in Antwerp. They definitely could have won last year. They beat Brazil in qualifications.
Right. Yeah, they could have easily gotten bronze or silver,
Yeah,
but they
so
didn't.
they've always could have medal. It's just when it happens. And I'm sorry, all of that. They also lost in 2019 too to Italy. So
Right.
this done been happening for 6 years now.
Yeah, and we know it's not like they don't lack the depth or the talent, they lack the consistency.
Like I tell people,
And I think and because their vault's gotten so weak, they don't have any room for errors on other events.
and the thing is, China really has not won a team medal since 2018.
I know.
That's a long. Like, I don't think you realize how long it's been since China's won a team medal.
hmm
2018. That was a long ass time ago. It's not the same as Romania, where it's like they don't have it. I'm talking about they're just not. They know
Yeah,
it's
because like
like
we know why Romania's had issues. It's because they like had a complete drop off in just not even talent, but like well we both talked about this. When Romanians started getting more employment opportunities due to the EU,
yeah,
they stopped putting up like they didn't want to put up with gymnastics coaching, Romanian gymnastics coaching anymore. So now they have no depth, and they're a country with a small population anyway.
right.
So
And a
it's not like
rapidly shrinking population too. Them and Bulgaria, because people are leaving those countries to go to other European countries,
exactly.
and
Yeah, Romania.
they also have a bad birth rate. So
Mhm.
they have a bad birth rate, bad economy. Don't let me drag them hoes because they're gonna get them. I don't want to come on here.
Yeah, and Cocorodi.
I
Oh,
already dragged y'all a couple months ago. I mean, but some months ago. I don't want to. Don't make me give y'all more I already have. They need
but
kind of
yeah,
like a bad.
Cocoroni's right about China as well. They focus too much on bars and beam, which are the hardest to hit.
Greeby was rather the beam metal facts.
Yeah, and
Chinese vault.
I agree with Golden's scoring. I thought about 14-1 would have been right,
Even
especially
with
with how
all
they
them
scored a leech.
DTYs, because the motherfucking Lu Ting Ting Lu, the way they blackballed Lu Ting Ting.
And she won it. She was a world champion on
But
on
they
beam, but no,
blackballed Lu Ting
but no, she totally did screw up their team medal that year.
Lu Ting Ting got blackballed going to Tokyo. And then
Uh,
I don't know why they never black. That's the thing is, you been telling me Lu Ting Ting got blackballed. Tang Si Jin got blackballed, but Oh You Shan ain't won nothing and she still
right, like at least with Tang Shijing and Liu Ting Ting, they brought home medals. Like
but Oh You Shan stay making teams.
I know. It's like well, at least the other two have results. And like yeah, like Oishan's fucked up in team final as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
when she even though they did her in when she literally under rotated her triple twist and then fell into the half
Well, for me, it was in the team final. I've only heard this. I've not been able to find video of this, but like it's I think Spencer had this on the balance beam situation. In team final in Tokyo, she did two Maloneys instead of a Komova, two and a Maloney, I think.
Oh man. I didn't know she had in bars.
At one point she did, I think. It was some really weird mistake like that.
My
Where she
beef with
like do
Sean is she barely even have difficulty. Like, she's
Yeah,
not
I mean, part of
consistent.
her problem in Tokyo, I think she was coming off of an injury, so she wasn't in like her 2019 shape. She
Yeah.
wasn't as good as she was as a junior. So I can kind of see them giving her a pass there and hoping she would do better once she got over her injury. But since then, she's been really
But even still,
inconsistent.
they act like they had to have her. Like she was
Hmm.
the equivalent to China's Listy, right? But she
Right.
wasn't even Blada. You know what I'm talking. Blada was another one they needed on the Russian team, right? Not as much as Listy, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
She she was not on. Oh, she was not on their comparable level. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Not at all.
they could have taken Lutine. Like what? There was a lot of other gymnasts that just could have done more for them. Like why did they have to have her that damn bad? Then
Hmm.
I remember she wasn't even barely. I don't even think she was on the main team, and they changed the team to put her on it. Like they
I
had
think
to
you're
have her as
right.
they
Yeah.
had to have
Oh,
her
and
as
in
there.
Tokyo, I heard
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that was politics because she did so well at the 2019 Junior Worlds.
but them scores are still little bitty ass scores. Like I mean, from like I know those were good for
Hmm.
you know what I'm talking about. They were good for junior, but for like real bit, them bitches was getting ready to face Simone Biles and the Russians. Like, come on now.
Right? Like one of the best, I think one of
Like,
the
come on
best
now.
Russian teams
Mama
since
can't.
since
Mama
the fall of the Soviet Union. Yeah.
Mama only had like what 54s, maybe 55s. Like that ain't no child.
Hmm.
Anyways, I ain't moving hell on earth for no 54. I can understand a 57
Hmm.
or even a mid 56.
Oh
But
yeah.
come the fuck on now. Like even Terry C. Jean was getting more. Terry C. Jean was getting a lot more than that in 2019.
Right.
I understand her not getting a medal because of missed connections, but I rescored her twice, 14-1 both times.
Which would have
Queen,
gotten her and been enough for a medal. Yeah.
Queen Swelu, they lost about 3 to 4 points in team finals from team qualifications for 6 years. Damn.
Yeah.
6 straight years is crazy.
It is. It's like at a certain point, it's like it's not. You can't even say it's the gymnast's fault because the coaches keep doing it.
We know Langston loves him some OU Shine beat. OU Shine
Oh,
was supposed to hold China down, but she got him
pull him
back.
back.
She has to. Every
Ooh.
time, ever since she came in the picture, like you can't tell me, oh, you trying to start the downfall, like
Hmm.
because every time it's like she the curse of the team. Like, it's either she's the one fucking up, or when she's standing on business, everyone else fucking up around her. Like,
Yeah, the one time she really did, like, yeah, the one time she was consistent, it was Liverpool, and everybody else melted
Tainted
down.
Jean, girl, like. Tay
Uh,
fell 3 times on me, twice on bars. I'm like, girl, like this is why Simone withdrew. Like, man, nobody trying to count the scores.
oh, aspirational. I like that the Oyushan had an aspirational DTY with a big mat for landing in test before Tokyo.
So it said, "Oh, you son is not that girl," and she refused to believe it. He stay coming from you. What she's like Leanne with the low D scores, but Leanne got medals. But Leanne got her medals. Like I saw a lot of anti-Leanne saying like she did get her medals in 2021. And you could argue she robbed Vlada for bronze. But I do want to say that
Oh, on
Vlada,
floor, yeah.
get the fuck out of here with that. Like with them bitch, she would never get on the podium. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck who you was competing against. You open up with a double pipe.
Yeah, like you said, the judges are going to invent deductions. I mean, not officially, but we know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's like they're just pickier on everything you do
Yeah, but
because they're like,
literally even what is it? Shushanova and Syllabus had full ends. Like Zabo had a
yeah.
full end.
No, so there was a period of time where Shushanova was opening with a double layout.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, on the one hand, yeah, I think Shushanova was a way more powerful tumbler than Bellotta ever was, and she'd probably be doing way more if she'd competed today.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, why is she opening with, like, a routine that wouldn't even be difficult for the 80s?
Okay, but Nastia, I mean, didn't Nadia have a double pike?
Nadia did have a double pike. Yeah, I think, yeah, she and Nelly both did double pikes at the 1980 Olympics.
So I'm like, I'm lost. Like I'm talking about like O had an aspirational DTY with a big mat for landing
Mm-hmm.
in Test before Tokyo, so she was selected. Yeah, but they were saying she's gonna come with an MR. They said she had a double double and a whip to triple. They said she's gonna have a 7-0 on beam. So when I saw her at Tokyo, I was like, bitch, I know you fucking lying. Like
Mm-hmm.
because the way we had been gagged, like I was thinking, oh, you Sean, like a lot of people really thought, oh, you Sean could beat Suni, like for you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I
So,
remember that. Or yeah.
and I mean, Blada was comparable to Suni, and Listy was on Suni's level. You know what I'm talking about? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not that hard to believe because we had never really seen the Russian girls at their peak, but clearly
That's
they
true.
were
Yeah.
actually very comparable to Suni. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
But
mean,
he was,
Suni did outperform both of them at her max.
but not
Yeah,
by a
compare
lot.
their max to her max now. Yeah.
They're not by
But
a
like
lot.
we
You know what I'm
said,
talking about?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe a good bit on Vlada, but not compared to Listy.
Not compared to Listy. Yeah, Listy's max was a lot higher than Vlada's.
Yeah. But even still, Vlada still is good as fuck. Like Vlada would still make almost every American team.
Yeah. Yeah, Vlada would. I mean, Listy and Gallia absolutely would. But I think,
Listy,
like,
Vlada,
actually, yeah.
almost all the Russian stars could make an American team.
Mm-hmm.
Paseka could make a lot of American teams. She could though. Like, I mean, we
No,
know
she could. And, like, she
we
actually was
know
pretty good on some of her other events, especially bars.
Mustafina and Kumva would make every team that's ever existed.
Oh, they would, yeah. But, like,
But they
mhm,
would Afanasieva could.
mhm.
I'm trying to think who else from Russia could make an American team.
Um,
Daria, unfortunately.
for bars, yeah.
Daria, never Seda.
No, Seda would have been too inconsistent.
Yeah, but Russia actually has a lot of good gymnasts.
Yeah.
China, I don't know who from China. The only person who could have made the China American team from China, realistically, in my opinion, is Chu Chi Yuan and Zhou Yuqin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they would have had. I think their beam and bars would have been beam and bars and beam for Chu Chi and
They wouldn't use Zhou Yuqin's
beam and
floor, but
yeah,
it's
bars and
usable.
beam
It's
and floor.
usable.
Yeah, beam and backup floor for Joe.
Yeah, but
Especially that team because they were looking for good bars and beam routines.
right. But
Right.
I
And they
think
also
that
had.
I'm trying to think any other no one else but really I can think of between maybe some for bars. Who's the
Yeah.
one that won 2021, 2022 on bars?
Oh, Wei Xiao Yuan.
Yeah, she could have made it just
Yeah,
for
and she actually
bars.
was a pretty decent. She had a good beam too.
Tang Jean could have made the team. Definitely the Tokyo
Yeah.
team.
Oh yeah.
Like at her best. But
Yeah.
damn, I'm trying to think. Okay, actually, the last thing we're gonna talk about is let's make the peak teams. I know we have our peak teams of every country.
Hmm.
I want someone to come on live with us though and talk about it.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
gonna put
think
it
that
in the
would be
chat
fun.
because we know our peak. I think the hardest one is U.S.
Yeah, I think so.
China and Russia are for debate because there
Hmm.
are some bitches you could drop like bad habits and replace, but I have a good, idea as to who I would want. You know what I'm talking about? I think we're
Hmm.
on code. You got me to change one for China because
Oh
this
yeah,
code does her the
because
fuck
this code.
in.
Yeah, yeah. Now in the new bars code, you're only allowed to do one Jaeger,
Mm.
which really would fuck over Hekishin.
Because she had 3 Jaegers.
Right, and that was like the whole basis of her bar routine.
But she
Really?
gave everything she was supposed to give and more. Like,
Oh yeah. I don't even know why they changed that because it's like, was this even a problem we had?
I don't even know.
Whoever did multiple Jaegers, there might have been a gymnast at a World Cup in like 2024 who did a piked Jaeger and a straddle Jaeger, but like,
I hate him. Read what he
you,
said. He said, Kate, listen to this. Had to
Kayla
tell her
DiCello would have been the it girl for China, but she would have
facts.
actually a decent DTY, a good floor routine, and usable on bars. And
Not being. They would not want to
no,
count.
no, they would have never put her up on beam, but
But they would
like
use her
even
bars.
bars, yeah, they could even use her bars.
But definitely her bottom boy.
Yeah.
Dead ass. She a boss to be a lock on a Brazilian team. The only team that she might not make would be Italy.
Yeah, and even then, like they could still probably use her. It's just like all her strengths. Like Italy has other gymnasts with good DTYs. They have a good floor rotation.
Her bars is basically the same as what they have, like a low 14.
Right,
Most of them are
exactly.
better than her on beam. So
Yeah, they might take her for floor though if they thought she was going to be their best scorer.
yeah, she is good on floor actually.
hmm Well, I was thinking like the way because Georgia Vila was dealing with so much in terms of injuries this year.
Hmm.
Last year, I think maybe they would have put Kayla on the team over Georgia.
What did Georgia do in Paris?
Bars.
What about her beam?
She was too injured to do beam. They pulled her for some reason. I was surprised.
Damn, George. But I'm glad she finally got a medal.
I am too, yeah, because I mean, she really was good in 2019. It was
Hmm.
just when her back injuries caught up to her that really stalled her career.
But I mean, she hit bars though, right? What did she get on
She did
bars? Like
it, yeah, she hit bars she hit like around a 14.
mm.
Let me look up Vila.
Kayla would have replaced Lorraine immediately.
Oh my God, Brazil with Kayla DiCello. Could you imagine what they could do?
Yeah, like man,
Yeah, but
you
no, I'm like, who would you take off? Sadly, LeBron.
Laurent, of
Ronnie.
course. Like they would drop Julia Soares for her too. Like
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, Georgia only got a 13.766 in team final on beam, but it was good enough.
you said on beam or on bars.
On bars, sorry, on
That's
bars.
still pretty decent, but
It
Kayla can beat
is. It
that.
is. She can.
So they could have used Kayla on that. Kayla's DTY is better than even Alicia's.
Yeah, and they
So
actually had to use Angela Andreoli, who I think did a Yevchenko
one and a
one and a
half.
half
So they
on
would have
vault. So
definitely
yeah,
used. Yeah, they
yeah,
would
and
have
then
taken her. Italy would have used her, but she would have been like the last spot on the team.
mhm, yeah.
But yeah, Kayla would have made every team. Um, what about GB? Because like GB 2022 was good. 2022, 2023 GB is pretty good.
Yeah,
Like where
I
they
think I mean the
really
problem with GB was like every was that Jessica Gadarova and Ondine Ashampong got injured, so
because on Dean and Jess bring way more than Kayla because they both have really good balls. See what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Uh literally what's the name has like a 14-4, 14-5 DTY at its
Ondine
best.
does, yeah,
And
Ondine
then
does.
Jess can do a chain.
It's
So
a
a
good,
good chain at
yeah.
that. So I mean Kayla, who's the third ball on the team for them? Is it
Oh, they used Ruby Evans actually over Alice Kinsella,
Ruby
but
Evans DTY is good though.
it is, yeah. So I would have put Kayla on the team over Georgia May Fenton.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Georgia May.
Yeah,
Isn't Georgia May's being better though? But that's when she doesn't fall.
that's true. Yeah, well, that's what I said. Kayla doesn't fall as much as the fallen or the faller.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I said someone was asking what would we have changed about the team in Beijing so they would win gold, and I think we said
Nothing.
like, yeah, there's nothing. I don't. There was nothing they could have done. They didn't have a third bar routine that was better than what they brought.
Right.
That's
Nothing
the
they could
thing.
have
Like they
done.
brought, yeah, like they took like I think that actually does seem obvious in hindsight because I just think there's no way that like. Like I said before, the Crowleys weren't stupid when it came to picking teams. They did a lot of
Hmm.
fucked up shit, and we're finding out more and more about that even now. But they didn't like, but they weren't stupid when it came to picking teams. If they had a third bar routine, would they have taken Bridget Sloan or Sam Peshek over that? Like if they had somebody who was better than Sean Johnson on bars
Right, but
and
also
better than Bridget Sloan.
Bridget
Bridget actually
Sloan.
was pretty good on bars.
Yeah, they expected to use her as a third bar worker. Now Sam
Yeah,
Pezic was just a 6'5". They could have put her up
yeah,
anywhere they needed to, but her DTY. I mean, I guess they were expecting to use her DTY, but Bridget's DTY was better by the event. But even
yeah.
still,
I think
Bridget's
they're actually expecting to use Sam on floor. Wasn't that it?
yeah, but Sam's vault was barely even better than Nastia's DTY. So I mean Nastia's 1.5.
Right.
So it's like they
Yeah.
didn't really need it, but I mean I guess it helped. But that was what they
It was
had her
good to
for.
have it. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So,
And then
oh,
her I don't agree with her floor because literally everyone was better than her on floor on the team except Bridget.
mhm.
Like
Yeah,
Chelsea's
I
best
always heard.
floor.
Mhm,
Obviously Sean. Even I mean, I guess I feel like her and Nastia should have been scoring the same, but Nastia was
mhm.
hella overscored. If Gadrova 2023 to Simone to Gadrova is not better than Riri, but they
No,
would have
I think
tried to
he
help
meant the
her.
way they would have scored it. I don't think he's saying she was better, just the way they would have scored it.
Shilese wouldn't have
Yes.
seen the podium. No.
Yeah, she when soon as she made that mistake on floor, that would have been it for her with the judges.
Yeah.
Unless it just did something really big too, but
If
even then, who
Jessica
knows?
was at Paris full strength on floor, I don't think Jade Carey would have even medaled with Reapy and Simone. If I'm talking about on floor, yes, but Jade wasn't in full strength either on floor. But I do agree with that. Like Jess's best floor, at least Tokyo Paris quad, was better than Jade's.
Yeah, and I think
But Vault, I
Reby,
still think Jade had a better chance on Vault because Jade also had an Amnon she could have done.
right.
And
I do think,
we only seen Jess do one chain.
yeah, that was good.
It was good. I'll give her that, the one she
Oh
did,
yeah.
but that was only one. So, but Jess
Hmm.
would have definitely cleared Suni. Like, there's no ifs, no ands.
Yeah.
Like, Suni was cooked. Like, no.
Hmm.
And the judges might love Suni, but they love Jess. Like,
We know they love Jess more.
Jade is a
Yeah,
better
we agree,
tumbler than
Jade.
Jess. Yeah,
We agree, yeah. I
but
think
Jess
Jess's dance
is a
better
lot
on
better.
her dance element and dance
Yeah,
elements and on her artistry.
right. Just did eat down with the 2023 tumbling. I'll give her that.
Hmm.
The tumbling clear house. The Moore's clear. Like, I'm talking about, like,
Yeah, I've actually watched them and I was like, oh shit, that might be one of the best Moors we've ever. Well, it is one of the best.
yeah, Jade would have needed to do her front layout to syllabus, front tuck to full in dismount. Not the front tuck to full in, but definitely she would have
Yeah, I
needed
don't think.
everything.
Yeah, I don't think you actually get bonus for front tuck to full in
Mm-mm.
because you would have to do it indirect, and you don't get bonus for indirect A plus E.
Reby knew she couldn't beat Simone, but she could beat Jade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 3 overrated. What if I told you this was in the works?
Ooh.
I was gonna make a video about the Great White Hope Part 2, but that's what I was. But I'm not gonna do it right now. Actually, I thought about it, and I think that what I can say with a video about with the Simone Biles situation now. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I
So I
agree
don't
with that.
realistically think that. it needs a featured video. You know what I'm talking about? Now, my Great White
Mhm.
Hope video was really good, but I just don't, you know what I'm talking about? I don't think that I need to revisit that right now.
Yeah.
But I do agree that, with Sabrina, with, Anna, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's a place for it, but I'm still gonna, like, I'm not gonna do it. But that was gonna be the video I was gonna touch after I finished that. But yeah. I want y'all to list out names who you think gonna be on there.
I mean, I think we know one of them who's going to be in there.
Who?
Well, obviously, you're going to put Sudi on the list.
You don't know that.
Okay, fair enough. I do. You know what? You're
But
right. Sometimes you surprise me.
I need another underrated. Dollar Tree, Jade Morgan would read Ellie Black by the Declaration of Independence every time. Ellie Black hate to see Morgan Hurt come in like every
Yeah,
time.
underrated actually would be good. I liked those videos as well.
Yeah.
Oh God, who's overrated now?
Suni and Kayla. Oh.
Yeah, Kayla hasn't made an overrated list, has she
Well,
yet?
I want you to justify it. I need y'all to come on here and talk.
Uh,
Julia Soares actually, y'all bringing
is
up
she
some
that?
valid people. Yeah,
No, that's
Alicia.
a good thought. Julia isn't super rated though, is she?
I don't really see people gassing her up like that, but now that I think about it, like I hear that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Sabrina,
Sabrina can go
yeah.
on the list now. Yeah, you were sparing her because you wanted to give her a couple years to see if she could prove something. And oh, we didn't talk about how Sabrina fell on floor and on beam and didn't make any event finals, and potentially was part of the reason Romania didn't medal on floor at Euro. Didn't medal on in the team final at Euros on a limb floor. So we know that.
Alicia is overrated and underrated at the same time. Like she was hella consistent last year. That's what I would give her, right?
Mm-hmm.
She turned up at the Olympics. You can make an argument that Manila is more overrated than her, but I still think Manila is more talented. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think people are way more excited about Manila than they are about Alice, which could make an argument for overrated, but I also think she is better than Alice, so it's like, is it
But
unjustified?
she don't show it.
Yeah,
So I mean, think about all the gymnasts in America. In American history, has been better than another gymnast that was still beating them.
that's true. Yeah, and
I'm
Alice
a
did.
spare
Alice
Hensley
still
because
hasn't.
she just getting started.
Yeah.
Now she fuck around this year. Y'all talking about Hensley, borderline Leanne. Oh my god. The video they made about Leanne with the Lana Del Rey song. You remember that?
I do. I remember the Super Smash Brothers thing. It's
She
fake
ain't hit
Leanne
that
versus little
Powerball and
Leanne.
unlock her
Yeah.
superpowers. It never happened.
Mhm. I think there's a case for Jennifer Gadarova, but people don't really even think about
I
Jennifer
think
anymore.
so. 100. There is a big case.
There is, yeah. Actually, yeah, Jennifer Gadarova would make sense.
I love how a lot of y'all, not Simone Rose.
No, Simone Rose hasn't had time yet. Give Simone Rose time.
But you know how we feel about her, Allie.
I'm excited to see what she can do next. But I hear you. She has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but already you drafting like the freshies up. You ain't even giving them a chance. Now, who's the power gymnast with the 1.5? Ashley something.
Ashley Sullivan.
Don't piss me off.
Mm.
What is your favorite all around final in 2012? Because Gabby won.
Yeah, that was the best one. That
But
was
I
also one of
mean,
the most exciting ones.
World definitely 2023 because it's an all black podium.
Mm-hmm.
Her flowers. London 2012. 2016 was just boring. I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
yeah, it was
it
like you just knew who was gonna win and who was
also
gonna
the
get silver.
regression between 2012 and 2016.
I know, because like it was, yeah, 2012 was also just more exciting, like watching because Gabby versus Komova were pretty closely matched,
Right.
and there was like suspense over who was gonna get the bronze medal.
And then also USA versus Russia. Like Russia was supposed to turn up. So if they would have turned, now USA did have an advantage, but if Russia would have turned up, it would have still been somewhat competitive.
Yeah, I do think the U.S. I think the U.S. probably still would have won just because of how well they did in team final, where they hit every routine.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been. I guess I don't know what would have happened if Russia hit every routine. Who knows? I still
Russia
think
could
the
have.
U.S.
Russia's best scores from Russia from 2000. I think their best scores beat USA or come close. But that's like taking Musafina 16-1-3-3. I'm talking about
Right. Oh, yeah. So that's like really aspirational. Yeah.
yeah. And you don't usually do your best routines like all of them in team finals. If you do, you a stupid ass bitch. I mean, I
Unless
think
they
for
just really wanted team gold.
like Flavia or something like you, that's what Flavia should. But for like most gymnasts, you know what I'm talking about? Like you should never do your
Hmm.
best routines in team finals.
Right.
You most people really do their best routines in all around. You're supposed to do your
Hmm.
best routines in event finals.
Right. Because that's when you want to beat everybody. Because,
You want
like,
to do your
yeah, because a lot
above
of times in
average.
team final, yeah, like in team final and all around final, it's usually endurance versus absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can do four really good to really good routines, that's going to be enough usually if you're one of the top
If
gymnasts.
Morgan Leanne was in Tokyo, it would have been. I still feel like Russia had an advantage.
Yeah, because of their bar. I mean, their bar rotation was really, really good. And like, what was it you said? Like, they had three girls who could put up over a 57.
Right. So now a Morgan Leanne Suni Jade team would have made things interesting. But even
Mhm.
still, it's close. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. And then, like, you would have also had to be like, it also would have had to be a scenario where maybe like Simone was able to pull out in time because she realized she had the twisties. Because then they would have still been with a three-person team, which was a huge disadvantage.
You think Ruby would have beaten someone if she had her qualifications beam in 2023 floor? I mean, that's what the numbers say. Not just
Hmm.
and it's not what I think. That's what the numbers say would have happened.
Yeah, I agree with 1996 being depressing as well because it was like the best gymnasts were realistically Dominique Dawes and Mo Huilan, and they both had mistakes.
Yeah.
Dominique Dawes was heartbreaking seeing her fall again.
A 14-5 and a 14-6-6-6. Like those scores, I don't know how Simone could have beat that. I'm sorry. Because Simone was
Yeah, that
already
would have been
down.
enough.
Simone was already down by a lot going into bars. I mean, going into beam. Was she down by like
Hmm.
7/10 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Ruby
I
was
think
cooking that
too,
ass.
like, yeah, I think too, like you said, that if like Reby had put up like a 14-5 on beam, then Simone might have been kind of like demoralized going into floor, and
Yeah.
Reby would have been feeling really confident, so maybe that would have helped as well. But although I don't know, actually, I don't know if that's true because you know how Simone gets when she's down, like she usually comes back even harder to win.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes depends. But yeah,
But
Simone
put
got
in
a 14.
Simone's best scores. Yeah, Ruby can't beat Simone at her best.
No, and I don't think anyone's ever thought that that was gonna
No.
happen. Yeah,
But
Simone
she
is just
can
way
beat
too
Simone's
far ahead.
average. As Simone's average is only like a high 58, 59. I'm talking about like Ruby can get
Hmm.
that. If she went
Right.
all out, she could get that.
Yeah, over and over again.
Yeah. But that's very tall order for Ruby. Because I don't even think Ruby's ever scored a 58 at one time before.
No, I
I
don't think
think
she
maybe I
has.
think she has gotten in the 58s.
Maybe actually, yeah, it's possible. I just can't remember.
Coaches should still be able to Gallieva athletes. I mean, China Gallieva, Lu Ting Ting.
Oh, you actually can now, and you don't even have to say they're injured. Yeah, like you don't even have to fake an injury for them anymore.
Lu Ting Ting got Gallieva.
For Tang Shijing, and that
A lot of
happened.
people expected Vlada to get Gallieva.
Hmm.
What did you think when Vlada got in? Did you think they would pull her?
I think they should have. Sorry, we were asking if they should have
Did you
Galliated
think she
Ballet.
would have? Huh?
Oh, sorry. What was the question? I totally missed it. I'm sorry.
Um, do you think what when you were watching Tokyo, did you think that Vlada would get to compete, or did you think they would Gallieva her?
I didn't know. I wasn't. I was so focused on like the Simone thing that I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. A lot of Russia stands, radical Russia stands think that they pulled Listy to guarantee a
Hmm.
U.S. victory in the all around.
Hmm.
That's it. A lot of them think that the judges were working against Listy in qualifications.
Hmm.
Now, Listy definitely was the one that could have beat Suni. I'm talking about,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Right.
Do you think Bailey made the right choice to Galieva Marinescu for um, Milo and Bean Finals? Now, Bean Finals is the reach, but he didn't one of them get Galieva for all around?
Yeah, it was
Didn't
actually a reverse. So he Gallieva'd Marinescu and put Amanar in.
yeah.
And then he Gallieva'd Milo for Beam and put Marinescu in.
And Marinescu ain't do shit, right?
She fell twice, but she also was the defending. She won the silver medal at the Apparatus World Championships in '96, so I could see why they thought she would be better than Milo on Beam. Also, I
Yeah.
agree with it on principle because I didn't need to see Lavinia Milosevic do another Beam routine. So
Marinescu, but Marinescu had a full in, I think, right? Like a back.
yeah, Marinescu was actually good on Beam.
I'm sorry, but Lavinia had what, a back handspring, Loso the back handspring. Like, get the
Yep, yeah. And Marinescu did a back handspring to back with a full. Yeah, did she show that?
he was really jealous of Gucci. Yeah. So jealous. Like that whole Atlanta interview, like, I'm sorry, but the USSR and Russia's biggest enemy. Like, why would you ever go to your enemy country and come on their media and bash someone on your own team? Like, girl, anyway, like that's like Sunni or Jordan going to Russia and talking bad about one of each other on the Russian media.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Like
like,
you like you that jealous and salty. Like, I'm talking about whole blood peace. Like, that's insane work to me. Like, I'm sorry. That's
hmm.
when I was like, you really did all that. Like,
Yeah.
that's shiesty.
Mm.
Gucci had to come on there and defend herself. I'm like, woo child. Like, this was 4 years later too, and she was still famous. So imagine how mad she was at the time.
Also, I don't think Gallieva had good all-around medal potential, period.
She said, no.
Because, like, I don't think she even had more, I could be wrong, but I don't think she even had more scoring potential than Bogi or Lysenko,
No, probably not.
let alone Gutsu. Well, definitely not better scoring potential than Lysenko.
Yeah. Bogi might have had no difficulty, but she had consistency across the board. Didn't
Right,
Bogi
and she's
still get
still,
like almost fourth or
yeah, she
something?
still qualified like second or third.
Mm-hmm.
That was with compulsories helping her, but yeah.
Yeah, but them optionals, you have somebody that was the equalizer for Bogi.
I actually
I
do
bet you want
think
to know what
Gallieva
compulsory is
was,
helping her. Like,
yeah, I do want to say, I think Gallieva was a good gymnast, but she just wasn't on Gutsu's level.
no. Yeah,
It'd be like if Grace,
100%.
I don't know, it'd be like if Grace McCallum was like upset that like she didn't get Gallieva for like, or that she didn't get to compete in the all around final instead of Suni in
Right. Like,
Tokyo.
come
Like,
on now. Could she really have even beaten Listy?
no.
I'm not even Listy Vlada.
Oh,
Like,
Velada. No, I don't think she could have beaten
Grace
Velada.
was supposed to turn up. Them little bitty ass scores.
Mm,
Shannon did deserve a perfect 10 for that ball.
yeah. I kind of agree with you. I think it would have been fair. That would have been one time where a gold medal tie would have, I think, been the right thing.
Mm,
Yes, we agree that Bogey robbed Gutsu at the 1991 beam final.
yeah. If they had withdrawn Vlada and put Lissy in her place, would Vlada have done the same as Galieva? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think Vallada is outspoken like that. I also don't think she'd get away with it.
But I do think
Oh, look, great. Look at
I
Hector.
think
Grace
Vlada really
McFlopham.
thought, because it seemed like Vlada was justifying herself. Like she turned up. She did everything she could in qualifications.
Right.
And even her
And
all around routines it wasn't as good as her qualifications. But she did
yeah,
go off. She did almost everything she could do. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. And
She just ain't
I think even in the Tokyo AA, there was a case to be made that she should have gotten bronze over Gallia.
she just ain't have the firepower. You know what I'm talking about on floor.
Right.
She was leading, she was literally leading the competition into floor.
Yeah, because
And
her
then
beam was
how
so
you get
good.
passed by all you was in first place and get passed by 3 bitches on one event.
Her floor
That's
wasn't just
insane
Tim's
work.
floor
Like
though.
that's insane work, Allie. Like to be in first place and you know your floor not even good enough to get a one of the spots. Like that's
I
insane work.
know.
It's one thing to be third or fourth and you drop because of, I'm talking about, but like this bitch literally was in first place and dropped the fourth
Mhm.
just because of Laura.
I
Like,
totally forgot that, but you're right. What did she get? Oh yeah. Oh, she only got a 13.4 on floor though.
which is really pushing it in my opinion.
Hmm. I mean, her execution was good. It was just her difficulty was really low.
Yeah.
But then they had, yeah, Suni got a 13.7, Reby got a 13.666, which would have been over 14 if she hadn't gone out of bounds twice.
Mm,
Um, and Galia got a 13.966.
yeah. Who you think is list? You think who's the best in your opinion? Listy, Jelia, or Listy or Jelia?
That's hard to say because I just don't feel like we saw as much from Listy.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Okay, because Galia's definitely a better vaulter. Bars, Listy has more difficulty, but they both have execution issues.
Yeah.
Beam, I would say Listy, but she's more inconsistent than Galia.
Hmm.
And would you say their best floors are about the same?
Yeah.
Maybe some of the stuff I saw from Listy in like 2023, 2024, it looked like maybe her form was better than Galia's, but
Yeah, but Jelia has way more consistency on floor too. But
yeah,
when
that's the
they both
thing.
hit in Tokyo, they were scoring similar. Like Listy was still getting the 14s.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, if you take the best scores from Reby and Suni, and then from Velada, Galia, and Listy, Listy ends up as the best Russian.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the rank ends up being Suni very narrowly over Reby, who's a little ahead of Listy,
Yeah.
and then Galia, then Velada.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, and despite all the issues Simone had in qualification, if you take Simone's qualification scores and sub in her qualification Aminar, she still comes out ahead of everybody.
I always thought Suni was the second best outside of Simone. Like I knew Reby turned up in qualifications, but everyone thought
Mhm.
Reby was the favorite. But I always thought Suni was the favorite.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
think that.
always thought.
Mhm.
I thought Suni had the advantage over everyone. If she hit, you know what I'm talking about? I thought Suni had.
Right,
But I
right.
do want to say now that I look back, I know Reby hadn't gotten to where she got to now, but Reby definitely had the scores to beat Suni. Both Reby and
Right.
Listy. But I still
Yeah.
like at the time when I thought about it, I automatically thought Suni was the favorite.
Mhm. Yeah, because Reby came pretty far on bars and even on beam after Tokyo, I thought.
Well, I think Beam and Flores where Reby improved the most from Tokyo. But I think for
Yeah.
bars, you could argue she's regressed. I think in Paris her bars was the same, but Like throughout the
Hmm.
quad, she definitely wasn't as good on bars as she was in total.
Yeah, I think her best bars was Kita Kyushu,
Yeah,
and then she didn't quite capture that again, at least
yeah.
not
Liverpool
consistently.
wasn't bad. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. No, Liverpool was good and really good in qualifications, and they scored her really well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if she got in team final. In the AA, she had the big error on one of her turns,
Mm-hmm.
and then she fell in the event final.
She lost a lot of steam on in 2023 on bars.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, but I agree. Ruby's best floor was 2023. I think she
Yeah.
had a 15-5, 14-5, 14-5-6-6
No,
in team
she had a
final.
14.666
Oh,
in
you're right.
team
Fourteen
finals
six six six
and
in
a
team final.
14.5.
In event final.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good gymnast.
She had Reby had scores in 2020. Like those scores were good ass scores, bitch. Like,
Mhm.
but Reby regressed a lot on floor between 2023 and 2024. Well, you think but Reby's whip the juice looked like it could actually manifest.
I know, but she said she's done with floor. But I don't know. We'll see what she decides to do.
But she's gonna reverse it. She's gonna do a whip the juice on her first and a front for the full in her second.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Mm-hmm. Because the whip the juice is worth the same as um a triple double. Huh?
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Yeah, because a whip to that's a J. HIJ, yeah, too. That's worth the same as a J.
Hmm.
I found her floor the same. I don't know how it scored 0.5 less. Nah, her floor was not the same. The artistry wasn't as good. The tumbling wasn't as good. I mean, some of it was, but for the most part, the landings were not as good.
Hmm.
The pike wasn't as good. Her landings in 2023 were everything. I'm talking about
Hmm.
that Gojin was a mess.
The Gojin, I think, was actually, when I looked back, that was probably where she was getting a lot of her extra deductions from.
Yeah,
And her memo got a lot sketchier, which is why they weren't crediting it in Paris.
yeah. Her floor wasn't the same.
It was still really good, and I'm really happy she won, but she won the
Simone
title.
had
But yeah,
way better D. You know what I'm talking about?
right,
Simone,
she was a
so,
full
but she
point
just didn't
ahead.
have as good as E as she had in 2023.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else regressed.
Simone's Yurchenko double pike I thought was better in Paris. Like she was
Yeah.
more
I feel
comfortable
like
with
her
it.
bars regressed though, especially in terms of like handstands and stuff.
Yeah. And her beam regressed a little bit too. Like not too bad, but
It did regress a little bit.
yeah, just because it was so good in 2023, especially in the event final.
Hmm.
The biggest thing was it seemed like she lost the mount connection she was doing.
Yeah.
That was her one issue, which I felt bad for. But
I think Simone should have
so
won the floor final. Mm,
I mean, there's an argument because of how much difficulty she had, but I do kind of feel like Rebecca just had a really well executed floor routine, and Simone did go out of bounds twice with both feet.
yeah, so
Yeah, so I think like it was fair. I could see an argument either way.
yes, Horkina know that
That's
Carly Patterson tapped that ass. Like, come on now.
well,
Oh,
like I was saying though, I think there was a good.
Even Wiley said that.
Yeah, well, he also had Anna Pavlova ahead of Horkina, and I could see his argument there.
But there's no, Wiley is I'm talking about, but like, come on, Horkina, like,
Yeah.
you made hella mistakes on beam, Horkina, and then the floor, like,
Yeah, like there's an argument for Horkina getting bronze or finishing off the podium behind Jungnan.
Yeah, like Joaquina, literally the judges covered for Joaquina on floor because let's
Mhm.
be real. That 2.5, the front four, she ran out of that. Some of them whipped the triples, they was just letting mama slide. Y'all talking about.
Right. Yeah, I should go soon though. I really have to eat.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
I'm glad we got to talk. And
No,
you
I
know,
think
you
we
got to
cleared
come
a
on
lot of
over.
air. We got a lot of stuff out and talked about some good gymnastics news.
We
So
did.
yeah, and pray by the next time everything comes out, we'll at least know if like there are tickets available for Jakarta World.
Yes, like we can buy our Jakarta stuff.
Ah,
How was Simone's E score lower than Sabrina's? Yeah.
that I when I scored Sabrina's E, I was getting her at like 7.6 to 7.7,
Yeah.
which I don't think was even unreasonable. Like,
No,
ah,
I never thought Simone would lose her 11-year floor streak. Come the fuck
I
on.
didn't either. Ah,
But anyway, child, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Please check
mhm,
out for my video recently. I'm going to be starting up another like little, just a video talking about things that's
mhm,
happened in recent gymnastics that I will focus on a featured video, which I'm more motivated to
mhm.
make. So I'll start
Yeah.
drafting up my list right now.
Yeah, and I do want to say yes, I agree that Rebecca's E was underscored compared to everybody else's.
Yeah, 100%. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure you have a nice day, you guys. Goodbye.